tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just two spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just two spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, two spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, two spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just two spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, two spoon. Two spoon. Two spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, two spoon. Two spoon. If you eat kepan, gradually, my brother, two spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, two spoon. Two spoon. You wanna get a news update, two spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Spoon Ba-da-ba-di-ba-di-ba. Skibidi-bidi-da-ba-do.
On behalf of all 25,000 students of the Stephen.
Durmo! You release them number one on the campus.
Yes, sir. A special one.
Speaking in front of yo.
The University of Liberia Student Union, along with SUP, FROSA, and STUDA, stands with the June 19, 2024 resolution of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia. With an agitated feeling of disregard, we present you warm salutation from the headquarters of the University of Liberia Students Union, the largest and biggest student grouping on the campuses of the University of Liberia. Over the years, ASU has been a consistent institution on the University of Liberia campuses, standing not only in defense of the student masses, but also on the side of faculties and administrators, ensuring a conducive environment for all and advocating for their well-being as well. Comrades and friends, members of the press, may we inform you, the students, the Liberian people, that on many occasions, when the university is faced with daunting challenges like underfunding, low faculty salaries, poor infrastructure, lack of facilities, the students of the University of Liberia has always made demands of the university administration to the Liberian government to list listen to the university and see a reason to provide the needed resources for the smooth and adequate operation of the institution. We have done this with vibrancy and uncompromising fervor since our inception and foundation as an institution. Holding on to this historic duty, on June 18, 2024, we graced the invitation of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia. As a constituent stakeholder of the University of Liberia, to participate in advance possible efforts in handling and resolving the issue raised by OFASA through an 8 counts.
Yo, Mr. Bwaga, recklessly handle the student issue on the campus. Yo. Bwaga was talking with students. Yo.
Through an 8 counts resolution and scrap action. As a constituent stakeholders, we embraced and participated in the meeting by offering some suggestions, which led to the June 19, 2024 resolution of the Board of Trustees. We believe as an institution and the largest constituent party of the university, the June 19, 2024 resolution reflects the participation and involvement of all student-based organizations, which should be respected and regarded by all constituent stakeholders of the university who attended said meeting. Undermining the resolution without the knowledge of others is a gross disregard and disrespect to us, the students.
The Bwaga is disrespecting the students. Yo. He's not careful with disrespecting. Yo.
And consequently, we are not going to accept and endorse an overnight decision of an interim arrangement that we were not a part of.
Yo, they play that PTA. Yo. We have many women in the body of Liberia. Yo. Reactionary tendency. It's the Bwaga. It's the Bwaga. Yo. I am calling the official student. Yo.
Fellow students, fellow Liberians, and members of the Board of Trustees, we believe if there's any change in the decision which was derived after a long period of conversation, dialogue, and negotiation, we will expect similar steps be taken to avoid a situation of unilateral decision which undermine the democratic value and overwhelming interest of the students of the University of Liberia. As you may be aware, the University of Liberia is an academic institution, and as such, serious consideration made for critical decisions such as transition in management are made. We believe in the spirit of academic integrity, prudence, and future aspirations. We think that the current issues of transition must be done orderly, meticulously, and smoothly so that it does not affect the students, the faculty, administrators, and the alumni of the University of Liberia.
Reactionary tendency. Reactionary tendency. Let's assassinate the positive. Yo. Smooth transition. Yo.
As a constituent stakeholder at the university that have always historically been on the side of the students, we have consciously resolved not to be part of a reorganized decision that tends to undermine and disregard the June 19, 2024 published and announced resolution of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia. We believe any decision outside of June 19, 2024 resolution undermines the independence, integrity, and smooth operations of academic duties at the university. In this regard, we encourage the board to stand with the collective outcomes of what was agreed upon and take immediate actions to ensure everyone is involved and adhere to the resolution. We affix our signatures, standing and committing ourselves to the June 19, 2024 resolution that calls for the immediate resumption of classes.
Reactionary Tennessee! Reactionary Tennessee! This regarding resolution. Yo! Mr. Joseph Parker, education is our right, life privilege. Yo! Stop following our right, vote following our right. Yo!
With immediate effect, also calls on all students of the University of Liberia to assemble in en masse on the Capitol Hill campus of the University of Liberia on Wednesday, June 26, 2024, to petition the National Legislature and demand the immediate resumption of school activities.
Yo! It is a policy statement. Yo!
Mr. Parker must start talking with education. Yo!
Liberians are dying, no money in the hospitals. We use 75,000 to procure ID card. No one can talk about it. The press, more will be talked. I want to point to the thing about it. But I think it's important.
How much you think will be?
They're not alleged. You gotta check my ass.
How much you think?
Just go to United Validate. Come back. Yeah.
Think should be used? How much you think should be used?
75,000 was placed for the purchasing on the land, budget land, for ID card and electronic land for the chamber. But surprisingly, the chairperson is saying to us that he used the 75,000 to process ID card. So you know about ID card in Liberia.
Women be listening and then they don't know the chairperson. So
but why you want to say, one might be saying you are pursuing our election. The chairperson person might go to the meeting and say, yeah. Or the chairman have go to the come and say, yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Go to the come and say, yeah.
And also,
I will follow you, I go.
the chairman become made mention of how
you want to validate my argument or you want to elect. Go validate the argument from the man.
and he also made some
Hello? Please go and validate from the chairman.
Allegedly, we have hearing that 75,000 was proposed in this retreat for just ID card for staff of the legislature. How true is that information?
Please repeat yourself because I don't understand.
We all heard Honorable James Papa Kole is stating that 75,000 United States dollars was being budgeted to be used.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEOs, then coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you and know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening more.
Okay. Okay, so you want to know what's happening in Monrovia, tune to Spoon. You want to get the news update, just tune to Spoon. You know, you want to know what's happening in Liberia, what the policymakers are doing, what are the breaking news, the pieces of information that you can use. Don't take news every single day, tune to Spoon. And I'd like to say welcome, thanks to all of you tonight for joining us on another edition of the program. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. And my name is Nelson Colette. Yes, the rest of the team will join in tonight. This is where we come with diverse views, and this platform is that space that gives a voice to every single person out there, the young people across Liberia and beyond, to voice their concerns, to make some critical analysis on the unfoldings in the country every single day. And this is just one edition of the show you can't afford to miss. I want to say thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. We're live on Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric 101.1, Super 95.5, and other frequencies across the country. And of course, we're here tonight. I want to say you will appreciate if you were to kindly share the program. Just share the show as you come on tonight, as we all said, to make sure we have a great show here tonight. Let me bring Moba on. I see he's the first to get ready. He's all set in the background. Moba, thanks for joining us tonight, man. It's good to have you on.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you for the time as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's a good thing that we're here. Of course, coming from the weekend, a lot of folks had so many ways to win about it. The late night show took a break on Saturday night for us here in Liberia. It was Sunday morning. But we're here tonight. It's good to be here to talk about Liberia, to engage on those different issues as they unfold. And so I want to say welcome to the show. And let me just go across and welcome our folks, those joining us in the comment section. I see a lot of the folks are already here joining us tonight. I see Alice Band has joined us. And I see Adama Kamara as always. Thanks for being here. Peter Brooks, Esther Williams. I see D. Rufus Wisse is here. I see Warren Economic Crimes Court. Is that somebody's name? That's a name. Warren Economic Crimes Court. So
there's some people names their name, after what they like, or maybe somebody who they like.
People come up with those branded names for different reasons too. So the person's name is War and Economics Crimes Court. WECC. Hip Kokasi is here tonight. I see Jerry Sirleaf, Jerry Cannon, Juma Jala is here. Thanks for joining us. Jerry Gitawe, Momolu, Moses Momolu, Eddie Kawa, Joseph Colley, Mohammed Bility, Abraham, Safa, thanks for being here tonight. Christopher Ware, and thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. Romeo Jumbo, thanks for joining us. Marima Bimba, and every single person. Please share the show as you come on tonight. Let's have a great conversation. Yuma Taylor, yes, the names are popping in. O'Neill Japa. Thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. Let's hope we can have a great show, a great conversation, a lot to talk about. Too many things happening in the country. And it's just important that we make maximum use. Let me borrow from the guys. Maximum use of the time we have here to talk about those issues tonight. You're opening quickly, Moba. What's on your mind?
Yeah.
Or you want us to do the update first before you do that? Okay, just do your opening.
Let me just do one or two. There's a lot of things going on in Liberia right now. We know the government I think need to put themselves together, more especially the lawmakers. They are in a lot of error. They are doing a lot of stuff. Actually, it's hurting our people because it's just too much. I think our entire country, right, it rests on the shoulder of those lawmakers, but they are not doing nothing. I would just go back to Rwanda, like Paul Kagame, right? If we get president like Paul Kagame, I think things will change, because you believe that when the president is, is vibrant in rooting, like with that type of iron hand, make sure things happen for the citizen. I think all the things that are happening, in a house, I think it will not, because you see one person carrying 15, 20,000, and you get a lot of public schools. No, they don't have decks, no electricity, no, and the teacher not getting paid correctly. Police people not getting their pay on time. I think it is wrong. All the money going to the lawmaker. It's not even their salary only, but they are looting massively from the Liberian people. I think this thing need to come to an end. Our citizens need to stand up. Our people need to stand up, and at least call on every radio station, and push their lawmaker to do the right thing. Because if not, I think for the next 6 years, that's the 6 years or 5 years from now, that will be nothing. Because the lawmakers are completely looting the country. You done that thing?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So I think it is becoming very, very, very much bad for our country. Because every country, if you want to proceed or you want to develop, corruption need to be one of your greatest enemy of all time. You need to fight against corruption. But if you can see lawmakers taking huge amount of money, then go to the villages, go to the towns, go see how people live in their lives. Some of them don't even have medical facility in their county. They don't even have fitting school for their children to attend, so they can be a breadwinner for their family tomorrow. They don't even have a trade school there. But lawmakers carrying huge amount of money. Look at Gasly, $3,000 per month. You know how many people you can pay in the various schools in the counties, in the regions? You know how many agriculture they can invest in for our people to get stable food and to get a lot of food for themselves? You know how many medication you can put in the hospital? I think the lawmakers need to come on a drawing board and sit and rethink how they can help in this type of economic in our people, because things are going very, very deplorable.
This is important, and I think we should engage with this a little. We should have the guys from also joining us tonight. And I'm gonna come in with the updates quickly. But Mama, where do you think we can start from with this? It's a good thing that you taking this as your opening. You bringing this in as your official opening for the show tonight. But where do you think we can start from? Where does the conversation take up from to ensure that we get to that place where we can look back and say we've made progress significantly, and we're proud of how far we've come? Where do we start from?
But next thing, look. First of all, let me say that our problem is from the house, the both houses rather. Like, if the senators can go back on the drawing board, right, and make a decision to cut some of their benefit, right, to help invest the money in schools, medical facility, helping people in a very area where you think people can get, even when they're sick, they can't even able to come in the city to get medical attention. But supplying, putting the money somewhere that they will allocate it, and a lot of villages people will benefit. I think, for me, their breading is on the shoulder of the Senate and the House of Representatives. They can make the change today if they want. If they're there for that personal advancement, guess what? They can make the change today. They can make the change now as we're speaking. They can call it up upon their people, upon the other lawmaker, and say, you know what? We got to do something. But you know what? They're there for their own interest.
So someone may say it's easy to say, and maybe we'll come back to that conversation, but it was a good opening from you there, Moba. I want to welcome Francis to the show. Welcome, man. It's good to have you. It's good to see you, Francis. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nelson. Good evening, Moba. Good morning to our people in Liberia. Good afternoon, wherever you are. It's good to be here. Just to follow up with what our brother Moba was saying, I listened to, I watched Spoon Talk today, the primetime show, and the Honorable, I think, Colette. All right. No relation to our brother Nelson Colette.
No relation.
However, he said something that might have flew over a lot of people's head. And one of the major problems we have in the country, when he was bragging about what he did with the money that was given to him to buy a car, he added it up and purchased ambulance for his district. So a lot of people would say, "Oh, this is very commendable. This is a good thing. This is good." While it's true that the gesture or the ambulance going to Bond County is good, but it's bad in the way that they are using the money. Because, for example, if they really need their car to be replaced every 3 years, like it's been going on, why is he able to redirect that money to buy ambulance for his own re-election campaign? Because pretty much everything he spoke about today was supporting his re-election campaign or their re-election campaign for the reason why they do the things that they do. Because if they really need car, there should be an agency or department or whatever set up that, okay, inspect these vehicles, see that roadworthiness, determine that roadworthiness, and not everybody should get a car if they're even buying cars for people. Because if they look at your car and it's 50,000 miles on your car, why do you need a new car? You see?
Thank you.
So they use the money for their own campaign. It's not for the betterment of the people.
Thank you. That was just for the opening because I can see our guests have already started coming in the background. Charles, welcome to the show. It's good to see you. You want to make your opening just quickly, Charles? I'm going to pretend I didn't hear Moba. So, Charles, go ahead. Let's hear 1 minute quickly.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad that you pretending that you didn't hear him. That's good.
Yeah, because listen, whenever Moba comes on the show with a glass of juice or whatever in his hands, just be ready to control things. If not, Moba will... But Charles, let's hear you 1 minute quickly, sir. Your opening.
Yeah, again, we are back here to talk Liberia. We are back here to give our own opinion when it comes to trending issue in our democracy. And it is good to be here. I want to say welcome to my fellow panelists. Welcome to you, Colette. Our fellow brothers and sisters, mothers, fathers, and people that are listening to all, by whatever means you are listening to us through the chat sections, everywhere. We want to say welcome. Again, let us have a beautiful show. Our country is going somewhere that we all don't want. So, again, we are here to talk Liberia.
Okay, so yes, welcome to everyone. And again, I want to say, okay, so let's start with us on set here. Let's share the show, guys. Let's go on our Facebook and on our different and share the show in our different groups.
I already did.
I did. Yeah, so I saw you did.
I'm always sharing this show, always.
Yeah. So let's do that because it's gonna be very interesting tonight. We're going to talk to the guys from OSU. A lot of you are aware that there has been some back and forth at the University of Liberia. Started with the OFA, the Year Faculty Association. They came up with a very strong one, pushing the administration's feet to fire to address the government's feet to fire to address some issues. They were requesting for a change of the management team and a lot more issues they raised. On the backdrop of that, they've maintained that they would not. Okay, so our brother Desmond should be joining us as a guest panelist tonight. We'll see if we can. On the backdrop of that, they have had some issues, and because they stay away from classes, that then resulted to the students being very concerned, and then they started to raise some issues. The concern from the students are coming from the backdrop wherein they go on the campuses of the University of Liberia, but they don't get to see a single teacher going to classes. So it's been that way. Today, they came up with a joint statement. The different groupings, they will tell us more about their groups. And we thought to talk to them. We thought to hear from them as to what exactly their issues are. And then we also thought to have the OFA, the Youth Faculty Association, here tonight, but they said they have a very important meeting, a very important engagement tomorrow with the president and all of that. So following that, they will reach out to us. But this is where we are. It's about education. It's about what moves every single sector of the society that we find ourselves in. A lot of people say these people are students. Anthony, okay, let me bring Anthony on. Anthony, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you.
A lot of people say these people are students, man. They should not be, too much into the back and forth. But we get to hear from them tonight. And of course, we want to bring in on the show tonight. There should be 3. We want to bring Ibrahim Gape. He's the vice president of the University of Liberia Student Union. Let me just go across and bring Avi on. Okay. So Avi, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on the late night show tonight. Thanks for joining us. Can you hear me? Let me unmute you. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, Nelson. I'm hearing you. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning to you. And it's good to have you on tonight. We look forward to getting the rest of the 2 folks on from your leadership. But I want you to talk to us. We thought to invite you guys here, and we're going to do this pretty close to maybe 30-45 minutes thereabout, and then we can let you go as we move on with the rest of the show. But we thought to have you guys here tonight to hear from you what exactly your issues are. We know that OFA has had their own issues. It's not just with this government. It's not just with this administration. It's not just now. But they've had their own issues. Yes, they have demands that they've put forward and all of that. That's something we're going to talk about at another time, unless if you want to give that as a background of anything you want to say. But what exactly are the issues behind your own actions now? What are the driving forces behind some of the actions you're taking? What are your own issues with everything that's happening on the campuses of the University of Liberia?
Yeah, let me say thank you, Nelson. Thank you so much for being so generous to our leadership, because it has been a tough and a rocky one for the past times over the period now. Yeah, moreover, you presiding over a little over 24,000 students, and then you having a kind of abrupt closure, looking at something that have some political motive behind it, something that is uncontrollable. You seeing yourself in that kind of web, moreover, you have your colleagues, they are all looking at you, and then they are pointing fingers. What will you do when you are caught up in that kind of situation? It cannot be easy, Nelson.
Okay.
So
what are the issues?
Yeah, have been trying our weak ways to see how best we can get this thing straight up.
Okay.
And today we were level no other alternative but to say what we had to say.
Okay. So I wanted to drive us through this. Let's give you 1 minute, 30 seconds to give us a background of everything that's happening here.
Yeah, I would like to first say this entire saga started on the 18th of June. It was June 18th when OFA conducted her GA, her General Assembly. It was to actually be held before, let's say after that time, after the 18th, but they brought it closer. And then they held the GA, and then they came up with 8 different counts. And the 8 different counts that they came up with was, they said that they have vote of no confidence within the leadership of the University of Liberia, I mean the administration. And then they were asking Dr. Nelson and his team to leave the university. And then they have 7 other counts. And if you critically look at them, the Board of Trustees was so instrumental, at the time to address about 7 of their counts. The board addressed 7 of their counts and then asked them that with this, which was count number 1, they said count number 1 that the Nelson and his team should leave the university. The board told them that we cannot just jump into conclusion with this because this is an academic place. We cannot just go about, removing the president in such a manner. So they gave him time frame, and what the board reduced his powers. There are certain things that the Nelson was limited to do. He would not sack anybody within that period because it was almost like a transitory period. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So within that process, the president could not move in certain way, move over administrative proceedings, and then also was invited to that particular conversation. Well, after Offa came out with her stuff, and then also was invited by the Board of Trustees, we all made a decision, and then our claims or whatever suggestions that we had was published on the 19th day of June. And all of a sudden, we just saw Offa coming out with another release. Offa came out with a release after we all have agreed to get back to the classrooms and other things. We saw a new release on the eve of the day that we all supposed to go to school. And then it was surprising, something that caught every one of us unaware. And shockingly, it is still that this the Hoodoo Bali.
And what was the release about? After there was an agreement and there was this expectation from you guys to get back to school. What was the release that came in then? What was it about?
Yeah, they were saying that they cannot get back to the classrooms until the Board of Trustees can address count 1. And count number 1 was the removal of Dr. Nelson that you saw today. Today's finally took place. They said that the board needed to do it. I was on campus today because we did our statement. I was on the campus when I saw the president packing off the office. He left the office today finally because he was requested by the visitor to leave the office.
Now, so in the midst of everything that's happening, the rest of the panelists, they have some questions to ask. There are some of your colleagues that should have been here. I don't know, but you are the only person here. That's still okay. But in the midst of everything that's happening, what then are your demands? What are your issues? Because someone may say that this is with the UL Faculty Association and the Board of Trustees, it's more like 2 elephants. What exactly is the student? How does this connect with you, the students?
Yeah, Nelson, thank you so much for that question. We don't want them seeing the school or the university to be a high school where you have people going for PTA meetings. When the parent and the principal have conversations, the students, they are bounding to go by whatever they say. We don't want people to reduce the University of Liberia to be in such a manner. So what we intended on doing was, because we were invited by the board, mind you, we have the biggest constituent on our campus. You know that. There's no number of people over there bigger than the students, or look at the kind of number of people we control. We have a lot of questions to answer. So that's why the board saw it fit to include us. Because we can get out and say, this person you bring here, we can work with them. And you can't force us to work with you. You know that. Definitely will resist you. So that's why the board saw it necessary. They say, let's bring these guys together on board to see how best they all can form part of the decision process. And then we were brought on board by the Board of Trustees. So our demand is, if the Board of Trustees can call us, can recognize a student leadership on our particular campus to a meeting, and then we all help. We provided some of the counts that brought about the resolution that was later on rejected by the visitor in His Excellency Joseph Juma Boga Sr. in a meeting that took place in the we consider that particular meeting to be a quasi one. We don't recognize that particular meeting that took place. Yeah, so we are already that.
Now, I want to get this clear before I can bring the guys in to ask you more questions. But which meeting or which decision are you trying to disregard, or you're calling it quasi? Are you talking about the meeting the president held with um the board the board of the institution, or the UF faculty? Which of the meeting?
We are considering the meeting that the president, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai, had
Mhm.
with the association, because we are disenchanted because we were overlooked by this president. He did not see us to be someone or some kind of group that was important to form part of this. Mind you, we are serious stakeholders on us. You know that.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the reason we are.
As we speak, where do we stand with this whole saga? Where exactly do we stand?
Currently, the leadership is saying that we need an audience with the visitor, because the president of the Republic of Liberia is considered as the visitor to the University of Liberia. We are only asking for one thing: we need to meet a visitor so he can hear our plight. That's our concern.
So, what if the meeting is not held?
We are looking at it because if you read our particular statement today that was released today, we are calling on the mass student base to assemble at the Capitol Hill campus this Wednesday. Tomorrow, you see some.
And that's exactly what I was coming to, because you are seeking an audience with the president, the visitor to the University of Liberia, but then at the same time, you're calling on your folks to gather. I mean, where do we stand?
Yeah, what
How
are we
does the
saying?
gathering in any way address this audience that you're calling for? If that is the way forward, you think?
But Nelson, we just want to use this as a backup plan. So if our plights cannot be addressed, if we cannot be given any audience by the visitor, then we're going to use that as another way of resolving this problem. So if the visitor can see it necessary or deem it fit to see how best he can organize such gathering of us, then we will forgo the Wednesday meeting.
Okay. So I'm going to give it up to the rest of the panelists. Our brother Desmond is joining us as a guest panelist tonight. I see Yankwe. Yankwe is in the background. Is he?
Yeah.
is
You
he
have
one
to
of us?
add Yankwe. He's the speaker of the student government. He's the speaker.
Okay. So Yankwe, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. Sorry, I muted you. Let me. Okay, you are unmuted now. Go ahead. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, Nelson, thank you so much. And good morning to everyone in here this morning. I'm Yankwe Molva, the speaker of ASU right now.
Okay. So, Desmond, welcome to the show as well. But I'm just going to give the floor over to you guys to ask the guys here some questions, and then we can move on. So, we lost Yankwe, but Anthony, Mobile, any of you can go first.
Yeah, Abraham, good evening from my end. I know it's morning time over there. But help me understand, or help our audience understand what is unfolding, because I think it doesn't give you the time, but you really give the area you guys have contention. So what I'm hearing right now in University of Liberia is closed. Is that correct?
Yes, you are right.
All right. So, and what is exactly your demands are?
But firstly, let me say we are not the ones that closed the university. The university was abruptly shut down by the Faculty and Staff Association of the UL. So it is not the students that closed the university.
Is there any reason they gave the student populace about the closure?
Come again?
Is there any reason that they gave the students why they closed
Who's
temporarily?
Is it?
Yeah, there were
okay, so
counts. Like I said to you, there were 8 different counts. OFASA, we call them OFASA because they are the UL Faculty and Staff Association. They gave 8 different counts why the university should be shut down. That they boycotted all academic activities on campus. So it is not the students that shut down the university, no.
Okay, so I don't want us to do this randomly.
What is student
we had Anthony. Yes, let's do this. We're gonna do 2 questions each across the table. So we'll come back to Anthony, Anthony, you have your second question, and then we move to Charles, since he already asked one of his two questions. Yes,
Yeah,
Anthony, go.
I'm sorry. Somebody was trying to call me, so there was an interruption there. Were the student informed before the shutdown? Were you guys giving, a notice that X, Y, Z was going to happen? That was going to lead to the shutdown of school?
Yes, let me say it was on a Friday. It was on a Friday when OFA went to have their general assembly, or FASA went to have their general assembly, and then they agreed that they are going to boycott from all academic activities. And then it was posted that evening, that Friday evening, that they will not go to class, they abandon all academic activities, and then they listed 8 different counts. So we saw the release. They did not reach out to us as a leadership, but rather we read their press release. That's how it's normally done traditionally. People don't go to you, whatever you write or post, you will view it and then you will get it.
So in a nutshell, it came as a surprise to all of you guys seeing that release, and that they were staying away from academic activities. Okay, so Anthony, I think that answers your question, right? Okay, so Moba, you want to come in?
Well, actually, I don't really have a question, but okay, let me just ask the question. So, like for the faculty, right? The faculty working along with the students. But for your students, you guys get any trust? Like before, you have any trust in the past leadership, like the director, Julius J.
The president.
The president, Julius S. J. Nexon.
If we have trust,
if you have trust, or you have working like maybe like he did anything positive for the school that you guys maybe against the faculty for protesting against him?
No, actually, I don't want you seeing us to be people who are against the faculty. We are not against the faculty. We are only pushing for the right thing to happen or the right thing to be done. What we are saying here is the president who have ended his time at the university, he started the semester. It was optional that he end the semester with the students. And after the 104th convocation, he can leave the university, because that was one of the counts that was within the resolution that the students were part of. But later on, we were surprised and seeing also coming, let's say, offer or FASA coming over another thing.
So it's almost like a tenure.
That was our disappointment.
My last question is almost like a tenure. Like a tenure position, like if your time over, if it's a contract, like you got to go another person come. That's how it works.
Yeah, but what we are saying here, we are only against the former manner in which the visitor used to handpick the former president of the university, to use him as an interim president, because the students too should be informed. Mind you, if we have chaos on campus, student leaders are always invited to the table to resolve issues. So that's our problem.
Thank you. So Charles, you asked one question already. You want to take a second question, but before doing that, Yanko, is there anything you want to add to the conversation, since in fact you're one of the student leaders, before we continue with the? If you have any gadget on, sorry, just before I unmute you, if you have anything you're listening to, just turn down the volume of that gadget so that we don't get the feedback, because that's why I muted you. But go ahead, you're okay now.
Yeah, okay. I would like to respond to.
You want to be audible a bit? You're coming very low.
Yeah, I said I would like to respond to Mr. Zoka question. Like he was saying, whether we are taking officer or maybe there's anything former President Dr. Nelson did positive for the school before leaving. Yeah, so we want to make it clear that as student union, we are not taking any side here. Our sole purpose and interest is the resumption of class for the students. That's our main purpose. So we don't care whether Dr. Nelson goes or offer demands are met, but the students should be in school. So the students cannot be at the detriment of the interest of the administration or offer. Yeah, so that's our main point. We want for the students to be back in school, and that's what we want immediately. Yeah, and besides Dr. Nelson leaving the school was not only or what we were pushing for, or is not what we push for. Dr. Nelson leaving the school does not resolve all of the issues right now at the university. We have an upcoming convocation, which is a wonderful graduation. And just by this process, or by the administration by offer refusing to go to class, we already have an extension in the graduation. It should have been August 5th to the 17th, but now we know that it will be extended by 2 or 3 weeks. Now they went into an agreement, coming up with an interim leadership without the consent of the student leaders. Yes, when they went there, these issues were not resolved. When are we now going to have the convocation since we coming up with an interim leadership? The issue with concerning bosses, right now we don't have bosses for the students. So what was discussed in resolving the issue of the bosses being available for students right now? So these are issues. So when you are having this type of serious discussion, that's why we are advocating for the student leaders to be involved. Because when we are there, we'll be able to push for the students. So that's why we are advocating and we are calling on the visitor of the University of Liberia to involve all in any other discussion that has to do with the students.
Thank you. So Charles, you can proceed. You have your question to ask.
Yeah, again, let me welcome our brothers, Abraham and Yankwe. It's a pleasure meeting you guys for us to discuss Liberia, most especially our university. But I have a few concerns. Over you saying that the faculties was the one that shut down the school, I don't know, temporarily or permanently for now until the situation can be addressed. And with that, you also said the student also have an issue with the visitor. And the faculties come up with 8 counts that they've laid a basis on to shut down the school. With the 8 counts of the faculties and your issue you have with the visitors, can you be precise and just be exact to let the public know about the 8 counts that the faculties have and your own count that you have with the visitor?
We should come up with what? To say what?
Yeah, for now. Yeah, let me come in, sir. Yeah, Mr. Kuga. So right now we can really be right now I don't have the document before me, so I can be exact on the account. But number one on the count of offer, they say number one, they need the immediate removal of former President Dr. Nelson from administration, including his 10 VPs, because right now we have 10 VPs at the University of Liberia. Number two, they say they needed or credential audit. They needed credential audit of all of the faculty and administration in the university. They needed a total audit of the university as well. They needed bosses from Monrovia to transport faculty to St. J. Yes, and it lists a lot of things.
So what's about your own count that you have with the president? And do you think all of the actions that's going on with the University of Liberia have a political undertone?
We believe so, but we don't have anything to prove to that effect, so we can say it's political. Yes.
Thank you, Charles. So let's move to Francis, and then we'll move to our brother Desmond. Go ahead, Francis.
Hey guys, was our brother Maluba and the gentlemen of the screen. For me, my question was about the 8 count, but he did not list the count. But from the students, what are your demand or requirement for from the administration? What are you guys asking for?
So what right now we are asking for is a representation right now, because the board of trustees met the visitor to the University of Liberia, who is President Bwanka, and they came up with a decision to form an interim leadership of the University of Liberia. And from the previous meeting we had with the board of trustees, including offer, the student was represented, and we decided on that the 8 count of offer was going to be in a process of being dealt with, while they immediately returned to class from the recommendation of the board trustee. But now they went on after that and came up with another decision without the consent of the students. So from that meeting, we believe that the students' objective or demands were not pushed because we were not in the meeting, in the next meeting pertaining to the interim leadership. So that is why we are agitated. We believe that we should have been invited the same way we were involved.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you. My question is, what are your demands? You say that you are not invited to a meeting. What are you guys requesting? Even though you are not invited to the second meeting or whatever the case may be that you are talking about, but what are you guys requesting that has not been met?
We are requesting an audience with the Board of Trustees and a visitor to the University of Liberia to be able to push the agenda of the students, including when will be graduation, including when buses will be provided for students, including how long it is going to, because the semester has been interrupted already. How many weeks or how many months is going to be added onto the semester?
Right, because that brings me to my next question. Because don't you think you guys should be more focused on going to your classes as opposed to who the current president is appointing to your board? As students, just focus on your education as opposed to who's appointed or not appointed. Because right now you guys are not in school. Your semester is running out. Time is running out. You guys are behind the 8 ball. Your graduation, you don't even know what's going on with it, and that's your primary objective of going to the University of Liberia. Not to be appointing board member negotiating who sits on board or trustee member. So
no. For that, we don't have any problem with who is being the head of the board or who is heading the university right now. That is not our concern. Our concern is the student demand should be met. Like I was telling you, right now we don't have buses to transport students from Benson to Fender.
But let me say something to you in this manner before I go. You're talking about buses, right? It's unfortunate that the country is the way it is right now. So buses should be the least of your concern. People should figure out how to get from point A to point B, because we all see what's going on in the country, bro. Nothing to take away from you guys. I know what you guys are going through. You guys deserve a lot more. The students' education in Liberia deserve a lot more. But to be demanding buses at the time when you don't even know when you'll be graduating, I think that's just a backwards argument. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are not a student. You are not in struggle, so you will not understand what the students are going through. There are students at the University of Liberia. They go on campus, so even have $5 or $10 to buy cassava to eat, it becomes a problem. So what's about going home, paying like $300, $400 to go home? That's why we are demanding for the boss. The boss is just $50,
right? If the not generating any money, it's free tuition, no funds being generated and raised. The budget is not even enough. And everybody's complaining, oh, Baka bring free tuition back. And we know nothing is free. So you want free tuition, you want buses to transport people, you want money feeding of students. That is unrealistic in the current economy.
So Francis, that's the final question now. So yeah.
There should have been a plan before coming over free tuition.
Okay, thank you, thank you very much, Francis, for your final question. Welcome back, Abraham. Let's move to our brother Desmond. Desmond, welcome to the show. You joining us for the first time as a guest panelist tonight. You have any question for our guest? You can ask 2 questions.
So sometimes it's good to go. Hi guys. I'm Desmond Finley, and thank you guys for having me. Sometimes it's good to go last because I never had no question until my brother Francis spoke. Now I have a lot of questions, right? What I would say is this. I want to preface my question with a statement. You guys said that Mr. Abraham said earlier that he has nothing here. They just want to meet the visitor and to get back into classes. I think that should be the focus. We all agree on that. I think everybody here agree on that. You get him out of classes. My first question is, if you guys don't meet the visitor, because like you said, you guys don't have no feast to fry, you just want to meet the visitor and have the teachers stuff, the faculty stuff met. If you guys don't meet the visitor and the faculty stuff is met or being negotiated before your Wednesday, so not protest, but meeting on Wednesday, that you're having all students meet at the main campus on Wednesday. If the faculty stuff is being negotiated and faculty tell you guys, our stuff is getting worked on, what's the point at that point of having students gather together for a meeting on Wednesday? That's my first question.
Okay, I can go, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah, but let me first say thank you for such a salient question.
Yeah.
And judging from the fact that knowing and recognizing that the University of Liberia Student Union is not just a mere political party or a political grouping on campus, but rather is the official spokesperson of the over 24,000 students of the University of Liberia. That, of course, we want the visitor to know, and he should respect us as a union and as a leadership. You getting my point?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, somebody may would like to say we want to show strength. In some other way, they may consider it to be that way. But we are only pushing for what is right. You cannot invite student leaders, conscious people around the table to put forth a resolution that will bring about the issue of peace and stability to the campuses of the University of Nigeria. And then you go back in your room in the night, you convey another secret meeting with the visitor, and then striking another point, coming out to say, oh, the president should leave, offer should do the work. So you know what president have our university been setting over time? We have given too much leverage. We are given too many leverage to the faculties because the faculty can just get out one money and say, I want the other president. And mind you gotta go. So we want to get rid of that particular tendency where the visitor, they cannot just get out and just say, we put it down truck abruptly. You understand our point? The faculties have brought down many presidents on our campus.
Let me,
my brother. The faculty have brought down many presidents on our campus. Their actions.
One second.
So we want to get rid of this particular style of doing things. And
Let
then
me.
don't want to.
Sir, Abraham, I hear what you're saying. Basically, everything you just said, I can surmise it to one thing. You want to show strength and show your ability that you got 24,000 students behind you. I get that. But that's still not the point. Then the point here is not, it diminishes your argument of you getting back in class. You want to show that your organization is strong enough, the president shouldn't make decisions behind you. But that's for you to figure out. Let me get to my next question. My next question is this, and this goes to Francis' point. It's about one thing, and I'll keep stressing it. This whole time you guys are here, I will keep stressing my point. If this is about you getting in classroom and you getting back to school, the first and only thing I would be focused on would be my teachers getting in class, meaning I support whatever decision the teachers make for teacher to get to teach me. The buses, those things are supplemental things, the peripheral things. You've been going to school. They put in a graduating, they've been going to school for the last 7 years, 4 years, 3 years, however long they've been going to school. They've been there making it. We're not diminishing your plight. We're focusing on what they can say in Liberia, competing priorities, right? Economy. Everything in Liberia is a competing priority. So the priority for you guys organizing should be to prioritize getting back in class. Why go to the president for a bus when your objective is to get back in class? He has to make a decision about a bus or a classroom. So I'm saying to you, you guys, when you go to, I'm not advising you. You guys know exactly what you need. I don't need it. When you are negotiating for 24,000 Liberian students at the University of Liberia, negotiate for them in good faith, have them to get back to school. Forget about the bus. I'm not saying don't mention it. I'm not saying don't make people riot for bus. Because the same people that are rioting for bus were making it to school for the last 4 years. So with that being said, I will take your answer offline. I just got to do something real quick.
Well, is there anything you guys want to add on just before we wrap up this? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Marva, he's speaking to you guys. Not you, Marva Zoga, the guest. He's speaking to the guest.
Yeah, I'm speaking to the guest actually.
Yeah, sure. You can ask them.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. You thanks for responding to the different questions, but is there anything you guys want to add on just before we?
Yeah, Nelson, thank you.
Okay, so let's start with Yanko. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to respond to people Desmond, like he was saying. We just want to show strength. It's not about strength. He's trying saying that we should not advocate for boss. Boss is not our sole purpose. Like again, we say our objective is for the students to return to class. But the student cannot return to class again where we have sticky issues. We cannot return to class where we have sticky issues.
What
Right
are
now,
some of the sticky issues outside of the buzz? Some of the sticky issues, can you list them for the sake of our audience?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and
yeah, like
let's,
right now.
yeah, let's take like 1 minute, 2 minutes to wrap this up.
Yes. So, now like I was saying before, we should have had graduation by the 5th to the 17th of August. Now with the abrupt laying down of chalk from offer, we don't know where the semester is. Now we have rumors that semester is going to end December. So these are things that needs to be addressed before we can even get to class. That's why we were seeking to be in that particular meeting that came up with the decision of an interim leadership. So because if we were there, we are going to push to get clarity on all those before even returning to class. Our objective is to return to class, but we can return to class with all these issues.
So
we have
do
about
you
24 to 25,000 students to report to.
So do you at some point feel that your interest, the very issues that affect you as students of the institution were not being presented, to the president? Is that the feeling that you guys are having now? That
Yes, it was never presented because offer was only after what was their interest. Ours was not presented. That's our issue.
Okay. Thank you. Abby, you want okay, but let me just bring Jerry in. Jerry has, I think, a question. Jerry, you can ask just a question because you came in late. We're wrapping up with the guys because we have the next segment to run.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be on the next segment. I've been waiting for the next segment. And hello, guys. How you doing?
Yeah.
Sorry, maybe more lightning out.
I mean, we ain't get time for your light. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Like,
And I'll be
man,
like,
But,
sir.
But what I want to say is that, I've been a student leader, and I still have that level of revolutionarism in me. But then, any student politics globally, they are issues based. But then I have fundamental issue with the issue of it don't wanna happen. And you sack Peter. Except only the court can determine that a person is indicted or not. But to say, I mean, like if you say the bathroom bar, it's all right. If you say that we didn't get the other one and this, that, but don't say we want the one because it is government that provide that. So the issue of students saying when you sack Jerry Yimpa, they will not come there. I got issue with that.
But it's not the students. Jerry, in this case, it's not the students that are saying anybody should go.
I mean, I'm not saying students.
The faculty is saying that the president should go, and the students are saying that, look, even in the process of all of the decisions, the conversations that are being held,
I didn't call student name though. I would have said, that the person leave. Did I call student name? Is a student leader? Come here, I didn't follow your too good. I call student name. So look, the faculty, if there are issues, they are all educated people, they are the one teaching our young people and all of that. Document your issues, say, Mr. President, these are our concerns. Or my president, these are our concerns. But don't say, Jerry Yimpa is not sacked. It means that your issues are not, your concerns are not issue-based. But then to the young people, I understand. But, most often, sometimes you're not different from the professional I wear. So that way I say, the other day I told, wedding casket and all of that. So what are the concerns? I'm much more saying you're a student leader, you have concern. So, I mean, I know you have your own portion of the issue. What are the current issues at the university that you want
Okay. So
Bwaka to solve with the issue of the teachers. Me, I know the president will not just listen. Otherwise, I can just say, hey, minister go, hey, other person go, but the president, I know.
Thank you.
We're not concerned about your issues. That because I know we have people who are listening. So we're concerned about the student issue. With the teacher issue, just leave it. That
Thank you.
Nelson have a time, in my opinion, and I think so.
Thank you, Jerry. You know, they say when you come to church late, you can raise some, right? So, you know, Jerry here, anyway, I'll save that for another day. Jerry here is an official, you know, of government now. So, but that's besides the point. No,
I think Nelson, why you call me an official of the government?
No. We're gonna go there at the end of the show. We'll address that issue at the end of the show, Jerry. So
I'm here until the show ends.
Okay, certainly we'll do that at the end of the show. But I think you guys can just conclude. I saw AB, you were the one on the floor because we have to move to the next segment of the show. Time is not much on our side. In your concluding statement, just maybe 1 minute. You could just take a minute or so to conclude, and then we can do same with Yankwe, and then as we try to wind down this segment. Oh, sorry, you are muted. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Nelson. But one thing I want to say, student leaders should not be seen as students or board lickers. Yeah, the same way, the same manner in which you use to bring us to the table to see how best we can pour from points and in finding the way forward of the university, we expected the same means to be applied or the same effort to be applied. Our issues, to summarize our issues, we as a leadership, our paramount concern is the government, or let's say the visitor and all of the faculty association, should not see the UL to be a terrain where the people just go about calling PTA meetings, having meetings in the night, making decisions for the students that will affect the students, whether negatively or positively. So that has been our major problem. Okay. Another thing. Can I go ahead?
Yeah. You're wrapping up now. Conclude.
Yeah, and another thing we want to say is, based upon those counts that we listed today in our joint resolution, because the resolution you saw today came from the Student Unification Party, it came from the Progressive Student Alliance, it represented the Student Democratic Alliance and the general aspiration of students. All we are asking the visitor and his people to do is show us the way forward. You just came about, you removed that Nelson, and then you are bringing Dr. Hassan Conte to come and serve as the interim president who will be responsible for transition the university to a new leadership. What we are saying is the student views, they really matters a whole lot. We should not be overlooked. We should not be seen as people can just impose anything. That has been our major problem.
Thank you. So, Yanko, you want to conclude from your end?
Yeah, Nelson. Yeah, first of all, we from the student union, we would like to appreciate the visitor to the University of Liberia for at least handling this matter in a responsible manner. First of all, he has already dealt with the issue of offer, and I believe offer is now ready to return to class. But we are also seeking an audience with the Board of Trustees and the visitor of the University of Liberia to also receive our plight, our concerns pertaining to the students, because the decision that has been made pertaining to this interim leadership directly affects the students of the University of Liberia. So we ask that we be in the decision making so that we will be able to push the agenda.
Just one quick one. You guys declared the visitor unwanted. You said you don't want him anywhere near the premises of the University of Liberia, at any of the campuses of the University of Liberia. How can you declare the president unwanted? You say you won't see him, but then you say you want audience with him. How does that work?
To every rule, Nelson, there's an exception.
No.
Yeah.
We know there's an exception, but you say you want a man there. So who is the rule for and who is the exception?
You coming to my point. You describe me as a corporate official. You coming to my point.
Come on, Jerry. So yeah. I mean, I just want us to conclude on this note.
Yes, we never wanted in there because we were not seeing any light pertaining to the opening of school, which was
okay.
What
So
we were
you
pushing
change
for.
your mind. You change your mind when it comes to
Now,
that.
now that school is about to open, we just want to give them the agenda and the objective of the students.
So you reconsider your decision. You're saying on this platform now that you've reconsidered your decision. You want the president. He's welcome on the campus. So because this audience you're seeking is possible, the president is the audience are coming on your campus for us to discuss. But you say the man, you don't want him there now. How does it work?
It is also possible that we can be invited by the visitor.
Okay. So okay. So you're confirming that you've reconsidered your decision. The visitor is welcomed on your campus.
No, that is not a confirmation, Nelson.
So
No, but where do we stand? Ebi, Yankwe, where do we stand? You say you don't want the president on your campus.
Let me ask a question shortly so you can conclude.
You know, because we are about to wrap this thing up. We had the other segment to go to. You know, I see Yankwe jumping out of the show. Yankwe gone. Is that he won't respond to the question?
Jerry, let me just say something real quick. Yeah.
Okay, so the both of you can come in, and then let's have Avi to conclude, and we can wrap up.
Abraham, if the president delegates somebody to meet you guys, will you guys meet that person wherever the person meets you?
No, I would say no. No.
That's just a no. You don't have to respond further than that.
He said no. Jerry, come in quickly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, mine is not a question. You know, your last question just validated my initial position. Look, let me tell you, in student advocacy, even the Dr. H. Bama formula, all the student leaders that people emulating today, their issues were, their concerns were issues oriented. They were not sentimental. Look, okay, I agree. Anything that happened in the country now, you know, Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6 says the government.
There you go. Jerry going in the power and automated.
It says the government. It went beyond that, but I captured one portion that say, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. It said there shall be born a child. You know, he shall become Messiah and this that, and the government shall be on his shoulder. Look, for example, the president, is a visitor in keeping with academic principles of the university. So all they probably hear that student facing you, student ain't get bathroom, student ain't getting one here. So if you declare the president on the very university that you are crying for him to go see, then you say you're unwanted. You see, it means your issues must be, you know, don't solve the problem, everything is okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Jerry, not campaign time. Jerry, thank you.
No, it's not campaign time. No, you see, the point I was alluding to was when you get concerned, Francis will agree with me. Just tell your concern and see. Don't say the person man can't. I'm not talking about the time I can't agree and say the Karen talks. They can resist them.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you. I can't say I want to know your problem. Then you say, man, when I can't again.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Thanks a lot. Gentlemen, we want to say thanks to you guys for being here tonight. We appreciate the fact that you're able to show up, and we look forward to having you guys at any point in time. You can always reach out. This platform is here for the young people across the country, giving a voice to everyone, and we appreciate you guys for being here tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Well, and this is where we are. This is where we are. You know, Jerry, you have to deactivate that fighting campaign mood. You know, and let's face the issues as they are. You know, when you jump on the issue not too long, it reminded me of the campaign time when you would jump on Josh and Vasco and all of the guys. but that's beside the point.
No, you see.
Yeah, and we have to go. We have to.
Now, see, I know we got to go, but let me say this. I was speaking as a student. I was speaking as a parent. I was speaking as a little state actor. I way below there. Because I know
we'll get to that point. We'll get to that point, Jerry. We'll get to that point, Jerry.
But
this is where we are. This is where we are, guys. This is where we are. These are the buses that arrived in the country today. These are the buses. Can you guys see what's on the screen? Is it visible? Can everyone see it?
Oh yeah, we are seeing the clear manifestation of leadership. Yeah.
Okay. So the president, the political advisor to the president, Madam Magdalena Cooper, today confirmed the arrival of 2 of these buses you see right on the screen. Well, according to the information provided by her, these buses are from a Brazilian manufacturing company. The name of the company is Marco Polo. And the buses came from Ghana. So the president sent a team to inspect the 2 buses at the executive mansion on Capitol Hill. With there was also a team from the manufacturer, and they did their inspection and everything, and she disclosed that 300 pieces of these buses you see right on the screen will be coming to the country, and the purpose will be to help address the transportation constraints that Liberians are faced with. And a lot of you are aware that when the Liberian National Police rolled out this inspection or the no-go zone restriction for motorcyclists, let me bring Emmy on. Emmy, welcome to the show. When the Liberian National Police rolled out the no-go zone enforcement for motorcyclists, that was one of the major concerns that so many people had. You say when I ride motorbike, but the motorbike I want used to take us to our places and fast. What's the alternative? If we're not riding motorbike, what else are we going to use as a means of transportation? And then these buses are in the country. It will be under the control or supervision of the National Transit Authority, because they are short of buses. And some of the issues that the guests that just left the show, the folks in the University of Liberia, are faced with, these buses will be used to address some of those issues, because the information is that the University of Liberia students will have some of these buses for them. And so these 300 buses will address the constraints, the challenges that folks are faced with across the country. But this is the issue, and this is where we are. Now let's talk about the arrival of these buses. Now, as we speak, there are so many people on the other side who are saying that the rescue mission is getting the whole thing confused. That from the beginning it was arrest, agriculture, correct me if I'm wrong, agriculture, road, rule of law, and all the other ones that made the arrest pillar agenda. Buses were not there. Senator Yaya Nimle said, take it from there. War crime code were not there. Take it from your agenda. Focus on the development. But this is where we are. Is it fair to say that this is timely enough? With the constraints, 300 buses. Is it going to actually address the issues that Liberians are faced with in terms of transportation, especially with the removal of motorcycles from the principal streets? We know that one of the reasons why a lot of Liberians use motorcycles is because it takes people to their destinations faster. Is it going to be a better alternative? I mean, let's have some conversation around this. Some people are saying, and that's the other side of the argument. Oh, the Ghanaian buses and stuff like that. But no, but the actual information is, yes, these ones are from Ghana here, but the manufacturers are going to be manufacturing these buses. The 300 buses that are coming, they will not be used buses, brand new buses. And then the other aspect is, what are the terms? Are they free? What does Liberia give back in return? Let's have let's have a conversation around this. Let's start with you, Moba, and then we can go around the table.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. We commend the president for what the president, that's the government doing for our people, because I think when it comes to the bus issues, I see a lot of people getting their feelings about the bus coming from Ghana. The people like Ghanaian old bosses that what they bring in. First of all, I went through that whole something today and I get my 1 or 2 cents in it. That boss will take they took it from Ghana to do a test draft on it and to see what how the road will be able to control those bosses and things. And
No, Moba, we're on the radio. Come again with that point. You said the bosses
for test draft. Number one, the roads. How many roads? It's all important, because one of the articles I was reading today, I saw similar stuff in it like that. That the road issue as well. The testing of the bosses to see how comfortable each look, and how it will be able to let's say adjust for it to be used in a remedy, let's say, for example, we're going Kakatan, Nima, Grand Gila, all the stuff to see how, the distance and all the stuff. But nursing now is not the main issue. The main issue here is, I think all Liberians on radio, Facebook, YouTube, we should be celebrating this ethnical initiative from the government. Because at the end of the day, it will help ease down this transportation issues in the country. You see a lot of people today, when they stop the keke men from driving from riding keke without helmet and other stuff, you saw what happened. A lot of people were walking. They were walking from places to places because they have no means of transportation. But I see people want to play politics out of their identical bus issue, and I think it is wrong. And when our 300 buses come from Brazil, it'll be a great help. A lot of people will benefit. Even physicians, your Wiashans, your UPS, you from whichever party you're from. End of the day, you will benefit from that identical initiative from the government. That's why they say government for everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, just conclude, Moba. Just take 20 seconds so we move to Desmond.
End of the day, I beg all Liberians, what are you from? Whatsoever party, let all praise the government for that identical initiative. We shouldn't sit and play politics out of it. It's not everything about politics. Sometimes you'll be doing politics, or the some of y'all, end of the day, you're only doing politics. See people that so maybe help you. When you reach there now, you see the person back, you say, oh, the person, and you lost your way. So I think you guys need to ease down the politics and focus on the main issue that the government will bring to the table for the Liberian people.
Okay, so Moba, just before we move to Desmond, the concerns or the constraints were that people did not. I'm trying to pull a video up right before we just before we make that transition, but the concerns were, okay, so the motorcycles are no longer in the streets, and so it's causing some serious issues for our people. Majority of the people who use the motorcycles were doing so because of how fast the motorbike will take you to where you want to go. These buses, do they provide a better alternative for the people in that category? Should we also be asking a hard question as to what do we stand to give back as a result of what's coming in?
Nelson, I think
these are concerns that other Liberians are raising.
Nelson, when George Weah went and cut the cake as plain, right? People say what they want to say. End of the day, that plane never came. And you check it out. People, even sedition are not even asking if the government get money for that plane or the government not get money for that plane. So end of the day, Liberian ain't so be talking about. First of all, you get lawmakers carrying 30,000 per month, right? 30,000 per month, and then you're talking about you won't know where the money coming from. And they forget to know that the president himself get project. If possibility exists that the president uses own project money to put it.
Or should we be talking about possibility exists at this point, Morgan?
Listen, I'm just giving a shout out there. I'm me to say, the president doing it, but I'm just saying it's possible. So the president got to come say, oh, every small thing I do, let me tell you, Liberian people.
Thank you.
So if that bus is coming, it's in the interest of the Liberian people. So there's nothing for them to come and complain about how the money coming, how they want, where the money coming from. The lawmaker don't care. One person carry 30,000, that they go to the lawmaker, the people who they elect as president, what they doing for that district. Then the president they're bringing buses, what will help ease down the transportation issues. Then they won't make an issue out of it. I think it's wrong. The Liberian people need to think and make this the right choice.
Thank you. I just want us to do our 1 minute quickly around this before I can bring in the next video. I thought to put it in, but I don't want to confuse the conversation. Let's end up on this, and I can bring the video I want to bring. Desmond, go ahead. Let's say your take on this. You are muted. I think you have to unmute. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. If you listen to what Maloba just said, and you play what Maloba just said in 2024, it will be the exact statement from some sedition making that same statement that Maloba just made. No different. The only difference will be when Ellen were here, nobody compared this. When this were here, nobody compared this. That's not how country grows, right? First thing I would like to say, I commend the president on his initiative in seeing where the country hardship in a particular industry and trying to get a solution, right? But one thing I also know, you can chew gum and walk at the same time. You can say the president is doing a good thing, at the same time criticize the process. Here's where the issue is coming from. Liberian presidents have always felt that they can just do something and nobody should have the ability to question them, right? These people went ahead and told us they were bringing 300 buses from a manufacturer in Brazil. They never communicated that these used buses were coming from Ghana. After the fact, when journalists found out and people on the internet found out that the buses were from Ghana, then they had to go back and start to tell us the story that the buses came from Ghana and they're just testing the buses. You could have easily come up the first time you talked about the buses and said, we're taking 2 buses from Ghana to test. After the test, we will be buying 300. But the way the narrative is now being spilled is that 300 buses coming from Brazil. What if, let me just assume that what my brother Maloba saying is good, that they're testing the buses on the road. What if they go to the test and they find the buses don't work good on the road? Would I get it?
Okay. Desmond, I wanted to play this video at some point, but let me play it now, since in fact you're making your point from that in. I want you to listen to this. This is a
Jerry, no, Jerry, wait.
Jerry, you'll be the last. You're gonna have your time. Jerry, you're gonna have your time. Come in. I want you to listen to this Ghanaian journalist.
I want to show you this. This is something that our team today we followed. We are asking questions. We are following these buses. Ayalolo buses, today some were branded at Achimota, and they call Liberia. These are the Ayalolo buses. We want to ask. You can see the number there, GS 155316. And at Achimota, immigration officers, they were following these buses with a truck, and that's a pickup truck. And Achimota, they have come to Achimota, rebrand the buses. These are Ayalolo buses. We know where they are heading. We have people on their tail. But we want to ask the Ghana government, why are they rebranding these buses and taking them to Liberia? What is happening in Liberia? That our buses are, Ghana Fusika, they are being rebranded. Nana Komia STC, are these your buses? Now, you can see what they were doing. They have put National Transit Authority. I don't know if there's an NTA in Ghana, but these are buses registered in Ghana. Our Ghana numbers 2016 and they register buses way today at Chimota. They were all rebranded and they are on their way to Eden, to Liberia. So we are just asking a question. The next time we come here, we are going to come here with a big expose to let Ghanaians know where these buses ended up. So we want Ghanaians to know. So we took some videos of what is happening. The buses in India, you can also see pickup truck na edi omonimu kono. The pickup truck now, the license number na also GT60.
You know, I don't want us to go through that entire video. But
let's not.
Desmond, going back to what you just mentioned, Vasco, welcome to the show. Communication. And maybe that's the next place. That's the next.
I hope you got my 2 videos that I sent you to play as well.
Maybe that's the next concern. Emmy, your videos are going to be played, you know, because I know
you're always making excuses, but then when you get some funny video, you not excuses.
No, Emmy, don't hijack it.
We gotta discuss.
Guys. I don't think you want to hijack the show because of
Jerry, you're not a guest here. You can't just say you have the floor.
Guys, let's do this. Can you conclude, Desmond? Desmond, please take 45 seconds to conclude.
Yeah, I will do that short. I think, like you said, Nelson, the biggest problem right now in Liberia is a communication issue. So it's not even the corruption issue, in my opinion, right? Had these people come up and said, prior to the Ghanaian people finding out, the internet finding out, and say, we are testing these buses, right? And if these buses don't work, which they haven't said yet, I don't want to give anyone to them free. If these buses don't work on the road, we'll not get the other 300. But the narrative, according to my brother Moba right now, is they're just driving the bus around, testing it, and the other 300 will come from Brazil. What if they test and the road doesn't hold up to the buses, we'll not get the other 300? The next question is cost. You're not spending the money from your house, from your pockets. These are Liberian people, kids' future money. You need to tell people where you got the money from, who you spend the money from. I don't want to hear what if the president get a project. Now what we want to that's not responsible.
Thank you.
So that's where the backlash comes from. Lack of
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. So let's take Charles, and then we're going to take Emmy. And then Jerry. Charles, go ahead.
That's it. I ain't going out.
Yeah, we're gonna come to you, Francis.
Nelson,
take 2 minutes, sir. Let's hear you on this.
This is interesting. This is very, very interesting. My brother Desmond terms it as communication issues. For me, I would just ask why our people don't want to be fair. Why they don't want to be honest. Because it's so simple. Like Desmond said, okay, these buses, we know that it's coming from Brazil, but we have some of them in Ghana that we'll bring here to test drive it on our road. What in that is so hard for our people to do? What is so really hard to say? Instead of just spreading information, making the public to believe something, and in reality, it's something else. And then when we start to talk these things, then people say, oh, the past government did, the other past government. No, it's not about past government now. It's about this government. Again, don't get me wrong. The buses issue is something that is welcoming. Don't get me wrong. It's welcoming. We appreciate that. You know how many help those buses will give to our people? My concern is not about the buses. It's about me getting in the bus to take me from point A to point B. That's our people issues. And we are happy of that. We welcome that.
Okay.
But why our people don't want to be fair? They don't just want to say the truth. Saying the truth will not do nothing to you. It will not kill you. It will not harm you. It will not do anything. Just say the truth. But no, I don't want to say the truth. Another thing that I have, when you listen to the video this today with Madera Copa and the Brazilian guy from the company, there was a question they generally asked, and Nelson, I don't know whether you were there or who were at that position, but there was a question they generally asked the guy, and Medida Kopo tried to, get into it and make him not to answer the issue about the buses. There's something that they are hiding from the Liberian people, and the thing that they are hiding, I believe, there's some kind of agreement on contract that is being signed that buses will be running in Liberia, generating money, and that something other business.
It's more like a joint venture, a partnership.
Very good. But at this point, like we're saying, like my brother Desmond said, communication and fairness. I'm saying fairness. At this point, that's the time they're supposed to announce it to the people of Liberia.
Thank you. One thing I want us to capture here, and Emmy, we're coming to you next. One thing I want us to capture here is that the government, the arm of the government responsible for all these things, for transportation and everything, is the National Transit Authority. That entity, as per the law, has the authority to get involved with so many activities that has to do with transportation in the country. NTA can rent car. NTA can get in partnership with institutions that get car manufacturing companies and all of those people. NTA can get in partnership with them. They can do business with them. Anything that has to do with transportation. NTA can get involved with all these different activities.
It is not a problem.
Legal under there, but like you said, maybe the communication aspect and the timely nature of the communication could be one of the issues. But I mean, you want to go ahead? Okay, so let's take Jerry, and then we'll come to you, Emmy. Let's take Jerry. Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I quietly sat and monitor everyone express their issues. But one thing I want to say is that, we've come to this country to rescue the situation. And we are in full control of rescuing the situation. When I listen to people, I just laugh. Sometimes maybe they just want to be unnecessarily critical. Being critical is very important, but some issues, very trivial issues, I think it can be troubling. We are concerned about transportation issues. Other people here saying that we should not take regulatory policy. If you know the extent to which motorcyclists are affecting our society, they are positively, they get some positive, they get negative. So, I mean, we say, okay, my man, we say move on the road. Why you want to register? Some of you said, yeah, you can go to church, you don't see God here, but you can dance and pay taxes. Pay offering. You'll be dancing. One person can be dancing to go pay taxes. We are using policies to ensure that there are a lot of issues. We are messing the country up. So we needed to expand the revenue base and make sure and get these things moving. But people say motorcycle, take them on the road, I will travel and this, that. My dear brother, people have transportation needs. Sometimes, if I'm in my car, I'm not bragging about car, Look, if you get to Boulevard Junction and all the kind of places, it can be easy. It's a challenge, but why people refusing to go and register and wear their jacket? Why are you refusing to do it? Then you say you don't want to run to places where there's and there are people at issue. So the president has come up. I mean, the president had a foreign power in this country. He's the chief architect of our foreign policy. Students of diplomacy will confirm this. So what are the goodwill? What are this one? You know how many goodwill the president can receive? Joe Biden visited and went out on presidential tour. He came by return money. So it's not a wasted kind of visitation. But our concern should be our people are challenged.
Can you be precise on how much money?
We got two hosts. I want to listen to Nelson.
No, you can respond. I mean,
You provide information to the public. People listening to you.
Police will ask you a question.
People listen to you. Peter Baka went out and he received money.
Hello,
before
my
you
sister Mary.
give it to him.
Yeah, my dear brother, let me lay on my thought. The issue of transportation is a major issue. Our concern is about rescuing this country. We are left in a messy stage. So there are a lot of interventions that we may talk about transparency. Joseph Bagay, they have not stolen Kenya before. I'm not campaigning.
Okay.
There is
20 seconds, Jerry. 20 seconds just to conclude, Jerry.
Yeah, yes. I mean, yeah, 30 seconds is good. But let me say this. You cannot be unnecessarily critical. The issue, the core issue is you got to take a child from the water and slap it so the water can move from there. That's your agenda.
I ain't every scenario.
So the president, what are you come from Pelican? Yeah, maybe we take it from my brother's village. You know, that village we take it from. You won't bring it from a village and carry man what that's all the school about it. That's
Yes.
how we do.
Yes.
That's how we do.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Jerry.
We
Thank
do
you.
bad. So
Yeah,
let's
you
stop
do
being
bad.
unnecessarily critical here.
Thank you, Jerry. No, guys. Let's not Jerry. Thank you very much, Jerry. Let's do this now. Let's hear from okay, Emmy is not on. Let's hear from Vasco. Then we're gonna take Francis next. And then Anthony Marie. Vasco, you have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Nelson. Nelson, why you getting me 2 minutes? You can't
get 2 minutes across the table.
I even start talking. Thank you, Nelson. Let me say hi to everybody.
Hello, Vasco.
You know, I'm doing my research today about those bosses. And it will interest you to know that this government is a 419 government. I think they just believe in misleading the Liberian people. Every other thing, we just listen to them and feed it. Let me go on the other side with the yellow machine. So I said I met our brother yellow machine. The people all on Facebook say all kinds of things.
Guys, let's get
Jerry,
Jerry, stop interrupting, sir.
Jerry, let me go away 2 minutes.
But Jerry, you go now. You
Minister Councilor.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Minister Councilor. Yeah, I'm proud to be a Minister Councilor.
Nelson, Jerry gotta stop, man.
I mean,
Jerry gotta
it's
stop.
up to you to go do your research. Those bosses were given to Ghana. There was the World Bank gave Ghana 345 buses. But those buses you're looking at, instead of the Ghanaian economy gaining from those buses, they were losing. Because there's some buses, some equipment may not work for you the way it will work in other places. So the buses, meaning of actually built to be used in Europe. So when the 345 buses went to Ghana, there was an issue. So now the Ghanaian government put a stop. Those buses been parking since 2016. 345. But you know, our people, those 345 buses been parking over there since 2016. And to even get a part from those buses is not a small thing. So Mandela Cooper and other people have misled the president. Go Ghana, strike a deal with the people that on top of those buses. The buses are parking in Ghana, they're not using it. Come in to tell the Liberian people, you know the reason of them bringing those buses and they say, come and test drive it? Because they know the situation of those buses. But they are bringing them out to convince and fool the old man. And they're going to sign a partnership deal that buses will come to Liberia. After the government invests some money into it, when you find out after a few times
those buses and majority it will start to break down. That is my own fact finding about those buses.
So what you did at Fat Fanny, was it in the CDC chat room?
Yes,
Or?
see, I've been monitoring.
No, guys, you gotta protect Vasco. Vasco has 20 seconds
Yes,
to
in
link.
fact,
After you
those
stay for
buses,
2 minutes,
Jerry,
I
you're
will drop the
interrupting.
video in the chat room. You will see all the buses parking. They just went to put that car. There is no manufacturing company in Brazil. Nobody. No people got no buses parking. That guy like you with Mandela Copa, they were in Ghana there. This was just lie. Everything a lie.
He doesn't sound a
Thank you very much, Vasco.
It's true.
That is the fact I'm giving you about those buses. And watch my word. We'll come back here again. 345 buses.
Vasco, the buses from Ghana, but the buses were in circulation. I have a video from the Ghanaian media. Those buses were in circulation.
Vasco, the first thing here is like Anthony just said, the buses have been in circulation.
Correct.
The buses were not just parking. No. So the second thing is, okay, so let's take I want to put something together here. I want to get something here before I come to the next
one. Use vehicle into our country. The government shouldn't be bringing used vehicle into the country.
And I agree with you on that, friend.
The government shouldn't bring no used vehicle.
I'm coming now because according to this PPCC, a law, according to the government own policy, government not supposed to buy used thing.
Used thing.
That's why the generator thing at Leges brought serious problem because the people say I'm the guys that more that to buy.
But nothing. Did the government say that they were taking they were that old buses they were buying? Or they
I have to remove or mute some people because we can't talk together. Now, this is the point I'm driving at.
I'm asking for 5 seconds.
The 5 seconds, it hasn't been given to you yet. We have to go to Francis next. So I am saying that I am not agreeing with Vasco about government buying old buses. No. What I'm saying is that it's against government own policy to buy old thing and bring it into the country. All right. So that's why even the vehicles that are purchased for officials of government are new vehicles. After a certain time, the vehicles are salvaged and it's given out for a certain amount of money. So let's take Francis. Jerry, I know you want to take 5 seconds, but let's take Francis first. We're gonna come to you.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw these buses, when I saw these buses,
go ahead.
Yeah, when I saw these buses, my only concern, it took me back to you remember, I think during Chancellor time or something after the Chancellor election, they brought these long empty buses, like it had like spring in the middle, almost like 2 buses connected. We had some of those buses in Liberia before. The problem, our streets are not built for these big buses. We don't have good roads over there. They didn't figure out nothing because those buses came. I remember YMCA, we rented one of those buses to take out to a YMCA field trip in Banga before, those long empty buses. So it's a good gesture, thinking about providing transportation for the people, but you should be realistic. Look at your country. Look at the roads that you have. Okay, bring in hundreds of 12 passengers van, 12 passenger buses, or whatever the case may be. But these big buses, we don't have streets in Liberia for it. You got a bunch of one lane streets and stuff over there. But the idea
that for instance, is this something laudable?
The intention is good, but you gotta be realistic. Nelson, you got the NTA, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they saw those buses in Ghana before they even thought about bringing them here. So people that run NTA, there should be people that can do research and analyze things first. Say, okay, where do we want to use these buses? Do we have the streets
to accommodate these buses. And taking into consideration, you have other people, private cars, taxis, and other motorized vehicles plowing the streets, right? Even our highways are not good because if you bring 300 of those buses, they're not all going to be in Monserrado County.
Yeah.
Then you just create massive traffic. So you have to use them on the highway. But look at our highways. Our highways are that one way going, one way coming. So those buses, I mean, it's a good intent. It's good intention, but they have to do the right thing. So they need to figure it out. But
thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you. So Jerry, take your 5 seconds there. Go to Marie. Then we can take Marie next.
Yeah, my brother. Just two things quickly. Are you confirming on this show, you Nelson, that you get fast that the government pay for the buses? Is that why you?
No, absolutely not. I just stated no. Let me clear the air on this. Let me clear the air on this. Maybe you heard something else from me, right? But from the very onset of this discussion,
yeah,
I stated what the political advisor to the president said. The buses are in the country for a test drive. 300 pieces of those buses will be coming to the country. This is a joint venture. And so this is where we are. But there were lots of unanswered questions. I will not come on this platform to say that the government paid money for those buses. That's not what I'm saying, and I've never said that.
Yeah, you know the reason why, because everybody is making it.
Let me interrupt, Jerry. Hi, Mari. I just want to interrupt Jerry.
But Desmond, just hold on a bit. Let's have Jerry to let.
Let's hold on. But people are here on this platform where people are listening to. They are insinuating, for example, Vasco and even my own brother Francis, that you pay money for the buses. So, I mean, you pay money, you got to tell the people how much you pay, how the PPCC process. But you got to ask them, are they sure about what they're saying? When they get any document, let them bring it on this public platform. But you're not asking them. But then the issue is that many of our brothers are not listening to Vasco talking about research. I know we're going to see what research can do. If Vasco get a research, let him publish the source here in the chat room here. They play, he go do a research, and they say the bosses, they got mechanical for. They may even all repair bicycle. Come on, bicycle.
Come on, man. Come on. You don't attack your fellow panelists like that. But that's okay. Your 5 seconds are over, Jerry.
There 2 seconds. People should not sit on this platform and start to spew out misinformation without you checking them. So you need to ask them. They are here.
Thank you, Jerry.
Is there any fact that Joseph Boakai and the government pay for the buses?
And I think we've already cleared that. But let's hear from our sister Mary. Mary, go ahead. Let's hear you. Your take on this issue.
Thank you for having me, Nelson. I wasn't planning on coming on tonight, but I got so eager to come on because it's sad to listen to my brothers on this platform. We come on here every day and talk about how Liberia is 100 plus years and we're in 2024, 20 years out of war. We want Liberia to be sophisticated. And I listen to people like my brother Francis saying, oh, the buses are not the type of buses that should be in Liberia. Instead, they should bring other type of buses that, are not sophisticated. When we come on this platform, right, Vasco, we have to stay facts. You come here with your bogus research and lie to the Liberian people every day. So let me tell you my own research I did today. And who made me come in here before I state my research? My brother Charles. I don't think you understood Ms. Cooper today. I watched the video the entire time. Ms. Cooper was asked if the buses were donations. And she said that we don't want to focus on donation. The president do not want to focus on donation for Liberia. What he wants to do is bring partnership, do things that would benefit the Liberian people. We don't have to wait for donations to come in before we do something for the Liberian people. And the guy, the individual in question, that you said, oh, he was trying to answer the question and said that, he was very clear. He said it's a partnership between Liberia, the government of Liberia, and Marco Polo, his company, which means the buses might not belong to NTA. The buses were not bought by the government of Liberia. But if this company manufacture buses and they agree to come and run their buses in Liberia that will provide jobs for our people as drivers of those buses, that will provide free transportation where the people can go, can ambulate to and flow to places. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? The Josh Weah government depended on donation. That is why the 64 buses, the 46 buses that India sent, when it broke down, there was no more NTA in the country. So when a bus company is coming to Liberia that is going to provide jobs for the Liberian people, tell me what absolutely is wrong with that. Let me tell you my research. People saying the man did not sound Brazilian. That's a blatant lie. He don't have to sound Brazilian. So which means there is no company. Marco Polo, I did my research. It's a Brazilian manufacturer bus company that manufacture buses, coaches, and they also manufacture rail vehicles. They was founded on August 6, 1949. 1949, okay? And this company is across South America, and Africa as a whole, all around Africa. These buses are not used. Nobody will come to your here and lie to you, say, oh, the buses were used in Ghana. If you buy a vehicle, this company is a Brazilian company that is all around Africa, and Ghana happens to be one of them. So the government got in contact with them through Ghana. If you purchase a vehicle in Ghana and that vehicle is being transported from Ghana to Liberia, what type of plate do you want for them to use on the vehicle? When you go back a car in Conakry, Guinea, what type of plate you put on a car to transport that car to bring it to Liberia? People say when Sedition put story together, they wrong.
Baba, you got to say on Marie. She did say online.
Yeah. President, let's learn. President,
Marie's misleading the public right now.
Guys, you have to protect Marie. Guys, you have to protect Marie. I'm backstage, but Marie has 30 seconds to conclude.
Why, Mama?
Even those buses are old. That is why, within the logic of the president, he said, I'm not acting the quality here, bringing all the 300 pieces. They are bringing 2 of the buses to assess the bus, because those buses are low-cost buses. And it might not be good for some part of our area and the roads. So they are bringing the buses to assess the buses and test the buses if it's suitable enough for the people, and introduce the system that they are bringing so people will be able to transport themselves using digital transportation. What is wrong with that? The only reason why Seditionists are so upset about the success of this government is because this is the beginning of their downfall of not returning in 2029. That's all.
Thank you.
Just put this out because she mentioned me in the beginning of the thing. Marie.
Yeah, President, 30 seconds.
We all supported them in Shooter and want to see the success. For me, I didn't even criticize the buses, so I don't know why you got why you misunderstood what I said. What I pointed out was this should look at the streets that we have. That bus is a very long bus. And when I saw the picture, first I got excited because it looked new. I know it's not going to bring any old thing to Liberia, but I remember during Chancellor time, we had those long NTA buses too that came to the country And when they are making turns, there were problems making turns. Our streets have not been updated, have not been widened, have not been expanded. So these buses, modern technology has improved. So all my concern is they should be able to plow our streets and not create more traffic. Because in other country, when you are bringing equipment into your country, especially we plowing a street majority of the time, you got to take into consideration other motorized vehicles that will be plowing the street too. That's my other concern. I'm happy if it comes in and it works for our people. That is a good thing. But I did not criticize the idea of the buses coming. I only said they should make sure it work on the street based on what happened years back. And you can remember, even in the comment section, we have some of those long buses. They did not last long. They broke down and also caused problems when they were making turns. That's what I said. So I did not criticize the administration. I embrace the idea. But let them make sure it works. It's not going to just come and create massive traffic when you see 10 of them in one location.
Thank you.
Francis, let me respond to Mari too.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, let me come in. Let me come in.
Jerry, that
No.
Jerry, wait.
Just fill
You are
up
not
Jerry,
mentioned.
Jerry, we
Wait.
can't do that. Damonte, 30 seconds. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, please. What I would say is this, right? I think Mari getting sentimental when she arguing when she think about seditions and their parties. Nobody arguing sedition. If you support Joseph Boakai, and if your goal in supporting Joseph Boakai is to measure Joseph Boakai's success to CDC failure, you are failing Joseph Boakai in the first place. Because CDC is not the reason. CDC failed the Liberian people elected Joseph Boakai, and yet you are here talking about Joseph Boakai failure. That's not what we need to do. We need to elevate the discussion to where the president is successful. I'm not arguing for the buses. I want the buses to come. I want the people to be plying the streets. I said that before. I give the president his thanks. Some of us, we're different in ideology. I get it. If your thing is the end justifies the means, then that's fine. My thing is the means justifies the end. Because if the process is not followed, then what's the point of you doing it? Example, like to what Francis was saying. If I come to your house and give you a stove and you don't have no current in your house, what's the point of you having an electric stove? Now, what Francis is saying, make sure the rules work.
Listen to Francis when Francis spoke about the parts of the bus and all of that, right? But one thing we should consider here is that whether getting getting parts of the bus is difficult to get here, the first thing to consider here is the company, the manufacturer, is the one that is bringing those buses.
So they'll be able to run it.
They are Liberia is going to have access to the parts because these are the people that are manufacturing the very buses, the parts. Secondly, this is a joint venture or partnership, as the political advisor have put it. So what that means is Liberia will not have to be spending extra, and now it depends on how the agreement or whatever is being carved. But then Liberia will not have to be spending extra on a lot, let's say so much that has to do with maintenance and all of that, because these people who manufacture the buses have the capacity to bring the parts. They have technicians who know a whole lot about how to maintain these buses.
Anthony, and not Anthony, but Nelson.
Yeah,
Nelson,
so,
I was just
Anthony, you keep going out and coming in. We're about to wrap this thing up, but
let me conclude.
We just do our closing around the table. I don't think we will take calls because we're out of time.
Yeah, let me just conclude on this, and now my closing. I'll do it as my closing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is what I'm saying, and I'm going to close on this. The buses, the job it will provide, all these things are positive things. They're good for the country, right? I agree. Here's the fundamental issue that we're missing.
Yeah.
You said if Mandela Cooper didn't say in our press conference that was a partnership, we won't be arguing partnership statement here, right? This is not a private company that they're running to the house and getting withdrawal.
I know, right?
Right? So if I today, I own stock in Tesla, right? I can write the board of Tesla and say, please send me every investment that Tesla I made within the last year. Tesla will send it to me. You know why? Because they're a publicly traded company. More so than just a company. You're talking about the government. If this government is signing this partnership, we shouldn't be guessing the nature of it on the show. There should be a publicly communicated event about the process of the. This is what the Liberian government will get. This is what the Liberian people will get. This is what I don't even believe Mandela Kuba should be the one discussing that.
I know,
She's a
right?
political
She's
advisor.
advisor to
She's
the
not the
president.
partnership signer, right? These are the things. This is the communication thing I'm talking about. Right now, we are all speculating on the show because the government hasn't been forthcoming with the facts. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, Desmond. Thanks a lot for your closing. Anthony, can you make your point? Just close at once. We're going to give you 2 minutes to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. To Desmond point, good evening, Desmond, and thank you for that point.
CDC/ANC. Go ahead.
Listen, man. The new argument now is from the Bouaka administration now is impact versus process, right? Your arrest speaks about the rule of law, agricultural role, rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism. And you are bringing buses. The Code of Conduct told you that you cannot accept gift more than $200 United States dollars.
This is not a gift.
It's not a gift.
You're bringing something to the country of that nature, and the country don't know about it. Like Desmond said, we are all here now speculating. We're supposed to know what is in this contract, what it's going to cost the Liberian people, good or bad. We got to understand the long term or the agreement thereof. You can't just come with something and say, "Oh, you should just be happy because the thing will be." No, who are those people? Are they criminal? Are they affiliating with any criminal or terrorist group? We don't know them. So we have to know. We can't just be excited because bus was brought to Liberia. The bus still have Ghanaian plate on it. The bus is in Liberia. It comes with Ghanaian plate on it all. Right? I mean, all these different things. The bus is being driven in the street and it got Ghanaian plate on it. Not even a temporary tag. To say, oh yeah, it's a temporary stuff.
Because it's arriving in the country, bro.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anthony.
Let me end now.
Yeah, guys, don't
interrupt. This administration needs to do a better job. Mandela Cooper is not the press secretary of the president. She's a political advisor. She shouldn't be having press conference discussing logistics. I mean, this is misplaced.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Jerry, please do your closing. You have 1 minute.
Jerry, just keep your hand on until you get confused.
Yeah, just do your closing 1 minute. Jerry.
Yeah, I laugh when I listen to my brother, Ariko Anthony.
Oh, you work in the government?
Yeah, I'm a Liberian. I can work in the government. I work in people.
Stop attacking Jerry on the show. Jerry.
Yeah, I was just recently named as Minister Counselor for Press and Public Affairs in Abuja with concurrent accreditation to Benin, Equatorial Guinea, and permanent representation.
That calls for celebration. One of our own panelists here, has been stratified. Congratulations to you, Jerry. I want to also do it actually at the end of the show, but it's a good thing that you let it cat out of the bag now. Congratulations to you, Jerry. So now, as you sit here and speak, we know that you are an official of government speaking here, and so you guys should accord him all due courtesy as an official of government.
Honorable Jerry, please
go
state
ahead,
your
Jerry.
position again. Please state your position, Honorable Jerry.
Go ahead, Jerry.
I'm appointed as Minister Counselor for Press and Public Affairs in the Liberian Embassy.
Your face around the bay talking.
With concurrent accreditation to Benin, the Republic of Equatorial Guinea, and permanent representation to ECOWAS.
Thank you, Jerry. Congratulations.
Yeah, so I mean,
Jerry,
let me know.
Before I say congratulations to you, I got a future question that you don't have to answer, but answer in 3 months, right? 3 months from now, please give me the answer to this question. Are people in the foreign service getting paid and are being paid on time? Well, you don't have the answer today. Wait for it 3 months from now. I'll be back.
Yeah,
here.
I could conclusively.
No, Jerry, I beg you,
3 months, Jerry. So
let me close on this note. What I was saying in general is that the realistic fact is my sister, touched it. That's why I was clapping, because friends say, yeah, he even added this junior on the show. He came here talking about part. Not correct, not compatible. All the one that you're talking to, yeah. Later on, you want to reframe. It's not fair. It's not fair. My brother, I asked Nelson. I said, Nelson, Are you confirming on the show that the government bought the buses after Spoon TV, State Players TV? I mean, play their own video,
recording
their own video when they say partnership. It is not fair. You know, everybody can be critical, but unnecessary criticism are not correct. You know, they're not correct. Again, leaving some of the issues that we're supposed to be talking about here. Then people raising trivial issues. Like my brother Vasco say, he did research and something. Are you serious? Bring a research publisher in this chat room. I challenge you. They later brought her research. Then they may say the partner correct. So what do you want now?
Thank you, Jerry. Thanks a lot. Charles, please do your closing. Let's hear you.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Let me start by saying congratulations again to you, Jerry. Congrats. Yeah. So to the issue, my sister Marie, I think probably you came a little late, but the issue about the bus, that's something that we all welcome. We all welcome it. The fact that it's coming to help our people, it's coming to provide easy access from point A to point B. We all encourage it. We all love it. We feel that it's good for our people. But like I was saying, as it relates to the video with Mandela Cooper and the partners that came, there was a question asked, and I believe the journalist, he did that intentionally. And the gentleman was about to answer when Mandela Cooper took it from his mouth and she started to explain what you were explaining. And that's where my problem comes, because I know there's some agreement.
So my brother, can you state the exact question?
No, Jerry, we gotta close. We can do
that. The exact question. Now, all I want.
Then ask him to do the proving, man.
And so with that, I just feel that there's something that we're not getting as Liberians out of this bus issue. There's some information that stay in the back. Just like what they've been doing. You getting bus from Brazil. It's a good thing. Everybody love that. But at the end of the day, for us to know that you take
it's not fair.
No. Let's give the brother time to do his closing. Jerry, you gotta take your time, Jerry. Come down.
Exact question. They're asking
Jerry, you can't be interrupting the brother.
Jerry, you're not telling me to ask myself a question. You're not telling me to ask myself a question. So you cannot take two used buses from Ghana and bring it to Liberia. The gentlemen I was with her, we don't even know whether they are president or they are Ghanaian, because they don't even sound Brazilian. And I maintain that statement. They don't sound Brazilian. And so if you're telling me that you take your partners from Brazil, we must see the difference. The guys that were talking over there today, they sound completely Ghanaian.
Thank you. Thank you, Charles. Vasco, please do your closing. Go ahead.
Did you do linguistic? Did you do linguistic?
Jerry, you got to put Jerry in the back. Government official or not, put him in the back.
But Jerry doing government official on his show.
Minister Councilor of America, yeah. Look, that's it. We will wake up one soon morning and we just wake up with some of devastating news that the people are sharing half of the things in our country. To be frank, look, who is what Mandela, what we have the MTA for? When we discussing this kind of a thing, these are the people supposed to be on top this kind of a discussion. But you're having the political advisor to the president telling the Liberian people things. I mean, everything these people do is just upside down. Or the company from Brazil, they're supposed to bring 300 buses there, but when Ghana will take the 2 old buses there, we'll bring it to contest driving. That's it. Let me tell you one thing. Before this kind of a negotiation come out to the public, you should be able to do all your background investigation. When we were bringing the 45 buses, and you also bringing old buses to come test drive it. That deal was already settled, and the buses keep directed to the Freeport.
And where?
And right there running, you can see them running.
There are only 4 buses they saw in the NTA.
So why they
So,
can't?
so guys, on a serious note, Vasco, take 20 seconds to conclude, please.
Yeah, I mean, so everything. Sometimes to argue with these people, it's so hard because they still believe that we in a campaign period. That's how they're looking. So you come to government, instead of you providing what the people need, you come there, you own your propaganda, something. You say you that is government. You gotta do for the Liberian people.
Thank you, Vasco. Mary, please do your closing, and then we'll take Francis. 1 minute. Okay, since you're trying to set up, then let's take Francis. Francis, you can do your closing, then Mary will
Thank
come
you,
in.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Last month, 1 minute. You get by 2 minutes, no problem. It's okay. Am I okay? Because my computer keep glitching.
Yeah, it's okay.
Can you guys hear me?
You're good. Yeah, you're good. We can hear you. Good.
Yeah, you good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You're good, Mary.
Okay. I'm sorry, my brother Desmond, but I'm far from sentimental. This same tone you see me use, I've used this same tone to criticize JMB government. I'm that one person. I am not obligated to the Unity Party in any way. I think if anybody is being sentimental, it's you guys, because this thing was clear as easy as drinking water today. Y'all watched the video. Some of you guys did, but still insist to come on here and give speculations. But when you come on here and say that the government is not communicating, I agree. That's because they are not yet ready to give the information until they put together what they want to put together. Even with these yellow machines, we are the only one running with this speculation everywhere. Everybody get their own story. Everybody get their own narrative of what's going on. They haven't come and said anything to y'all. And it's sad to see my brother Charles say, oh, you can go bring 2 used buses from Liberia. Do you have evidence that those buses are used? Those buses are not used. And the argument that one should sound Brazilian to represent a Brazilian company is sad, my brother. Because a company can be abroad. You can work in Liberia right there for a company that's in China. Do you have to sound Chinese first? Do you have to sound Chinese before you work for their company? So we shouldn't come here with those arguments and speculations. Y'all wait for the government. And that man was very careful today. He was asked the question, what's the detail into the partnership? And he said, I don't want to say too much. We just want to wait until, when everything is ready and we will give the Liberian people the information. He knows that NTA is responsible to give the Liberian people the information. It's not his job. His job was to bring those buses, present the sample buses, and so the president can take a look at the buses, and the buses are test drive. If our all Liberia government want to move forward with the company coming to Liberia and give explanation. But if Liberian government come again and say, oh, buses coming, didn't want buses coming to Liberia, then do sample again, y'all will say, oh, they never even test drive the bus, then do nothing.
Absolutely.
They lie to the Liberian people, and later on, they find out that the buses are not suitable for Liberia. Then they send the company back and say, oh, that was just fly. They lie to all again.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, Vasco. Not everyone of us come on here and criticize. And my brother, I
You
don't
got
care
time?
about CDC. The only reason why I mentioned CDC is because I mentioned when Mandela Cooper said we should not be focusing on donation. And I mentioned the 46 buses that were donated by India. After those buses break down, nothing was happening again. You got NTA were allocated $2 million. They can't. They say they only get $2,000. Where the money go? We not know.
I gave my turn to Marie.
You're chill with the speculation. You're wait for the government to. No, I'm
Thank you.
okay. It's
Francis.
okay.
I mean, that's not fair. Some of us didn't get time for people to get up.
The same thing I was going to call my brother.
Because
Charles.
she's speaking my language, my brother. So why be repetitive?
Amy, you taking your time? You want me to pause?
No, go ahead,
Okay.
Francis.
So I want to call my brother Charles about the whole thing about the men outside in Ghanaian. Like Marie said, you can be in India. An Indian company can be represented in Guinea, and the Guinean people represent them. So we shouldn't dwell on his accent.
The way you speak doesn't make you a citizen of a country.
Let's finish this to wrap up. Jeremy Lopez is a liar. I did not talk about any parts now.
Now you're talking seriously.
On the road. I only focusing on the road about if it took me back to when we had those big NTA buses that when they make turn, it was a problem with the streets. So my main concern was the road. I'm happy about the buses. If you work out, great for our people, because even the motorcyclist thing that going on in the street is not safe. I know Nelson talk about old people use the motorbike to get to places faster and safety. You be playing checker when you get Crown King, you got a problem. So when those buses come, if they work for the country, it will alleviate a lot of the danger that pedestrians are facing with the motorcyclists and other things. But I just also want to thank our brother Tommy Jr., who sent me 6 more smoke alarms today. I received it. As of this point, we have collected about 170 smoke alarms. So we have not hit our 1,000 yet. We are not even 25% close. But as I speak to you, I have about 154, but I just ordered 16 more tonight, so it'll be 170 by tomorrow when it comes true. My brother Jared, I know you say inbox me, but I did not get it. But I also wrote you, so if you can follow up with a message again, I will appreciate it. But those of you that are out here, please help us to raise this smoke alarm. Our goal is to hit 1,000. We need to ship it to our people in Liberia. So I don't know. I mean, Nelson has plans for the raffle, but for me, I gave up on the raffle issue already. But maybe Nelson will handle that part. But yeah, we are getting there, but slowly. But you guys can help us move faster. Home Depot selling for $7.65 for one. Lowe's selling $13 and I think 62 cents for 2 in the pack. You go on Amazon, you can get some 8 for $46. So yeah, please. Let's help us help our people in Liberia. Tommy John, once again, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate all of you that are helping. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis.
Well, can I say something?
You want to go ahead? 30 seconds.
I just want to say, Mari, sorry for using. It's not fair to tell a black woman she's being sentimental or any kind of way. I'm sorry that I used that term towards you, and I take it back. I'm glad that you made my point. You said they're not communicating effectively. Thank you for making that point. That's my whole point on this whole matter. We don't want the lack of a communication in an environment make people speculate. That's why you can have Vasco doing research and coming back with the Ghana men what they want and the other person what they want. But if the government was open and honest and came and communicated effectively, Vasco can never be a researcher. You know what I mean? We can't listen to Vasco research. We don't have to. Then we'll not get our men talking to the way the men sound at me. Just imagine me going to American Mirror and the women look at me and say the way you're talking like that, man, you're Kolokwa, you're not American. The way I would be vexed. You know what I mean? You gotta get something to prove that I'm American, not in my voice. You know what I mean? So the thing that made people citizens in the world is not the accent, it's not the skin color, it's not the orientation, it's not the food that they eat. It's a piece of paper. So let's not. You can say they may work in Ghana for 20 years. You got a Ghanaian accent. That's not making less of Brazilian. So let's take these things out of it, and that's why I want to just say sorry for saying a sentimental statement.
I mean,
but thank you for also making my point that the government is not communicating effectively and they need to do that.
I mean,
Marie all right. I give Marie the rest of my time.
Marie,
Marie is speaking my language, so I don't need to come and go over everything. Go ahead, Marie. Continue.
It's fine. It's fine. That's why I don't take offense to anything. I I agree with you, but then I don't agree when you say the government is not communicating. Because let's be honest, Desmond. I think we're the one that wanting things to happen too quick, too fast. Like they're putting the government in rush. The government is doing the job. Nobody went and told them to get those buses. Nobody brought the idea to them. They knew that this is what they wanted to do for the Liberian people, and they're doing it. And they're following the due process. Tomorrow, one person will come and say, oh, to acquire such a thing, there is a process. They didn't go through no process. They're doing the process. I think what we should come on this platform and be talking about is, pushing the government that every single bus that will be on the street, those 300 buses, should be Liberian drivers. It should be Liberian employee. That no driver will come from Ghana along with those buses. I think that is what we should be pushing instead of coming here all the time and trying to speculate and criticizing.
Thank you.
But Marie, you know what tell us that? The partnership agreement will tell us that. The public part, once they publish the partnership, we won't have to ask questions.
How close are we doing, my brother? How close?
We don't have to push them. That we just once they publish, then they tell us what the partnership is about. We will know. So we don't have to guess.
Before you sign agreement, you gotta do assessment. You gotta do everything.
They said they already signed the agreement. They said they already signed.
They get their own job. Got no bosses and
due diligence. So if we do due diligence,
are they bringing it? Are they bringing
their own job?
They said it already.
No, I don't think so. Vasco, I don't think so.
How you gonna sign contract for do assessment?
You see the problem, Vasco, it doesn't let you live in the water, right? You already know they feel the Liberian people still looking for somebody to feel Liberian people.
Vasco, damn, be not that door.
Your president went and take airport and go to Ghana. Let me do my closing, man. Let me do my closing. First of all, Mama, let me do my closing.
I don't think they're bringing drivers. There's no way possible. This government kind of contract and then
let me do my closing. First of all, Vasco, you already lean the water. You're looking for somebody to go to drown with you, and we're not work. Now the government will not drown with you. You on your own. The airport was to be given to Liberian. You take it, give it to Ghanaian. Then you want to talk about they will take the bus and give it to Ghanaian. Your government, Georgia, right? You told the airport and give it to Ghanaian. What Liberian they are struggling, they need business, so the money can circulate in the country. Then you take it to send it to Ghana, then you want to talk.
So they the whole airport and get to Ghana?
Ghana, you go up there to the place, say nothing. You not go there. One life in Labrador, I in Labrador every year. Forget it, don't go that with me. So forget that.
So like can I run your airport?
I'm talking about what is selling in the thing that is selling in the airport.
Funny man. Why you talking about the launch? You know what the man talking about? Stop it.
I'm talking about that is selling the airport. What are you talking about?
What?
Yes,
you're talking about the
store. My man, I in Labrador every day. Don't argue that.
The whole airport and get to Ghana.
You never said that.
Now what am I saying? You see, call on level people to lie.
No, Vasco, why are you just disturbing the man?
Call on lies.
Vasco, yes, the issue.
No, don't do that.
They say he who has equity must come with clean hand. When you do your research, next time, please do the research on why we got playing the clean state.
Vasco, just call you just so you'll go off.
Vasco, just do your research in the kick. I hold your phone, please.
I beg you, Vasco.
So Vasco, let it whole.
Vasco say he did a research. Me, I want that video. He put that video in the group chat. Bosses.
Y'all see it, y'all know me.
Look, we so excited. Like everybody alluded to, we don't want for the government to update all on a daily basis. And they tell all day by day that I think it will be better. And it will be so excited. All the boss here, they put standard contract, and they will be happy. But you Vasco, you can't look at all, you can't tell all. Right? You can't tell us say the bosses are coming out. Bosses. What are you talking about? You bring ATM, I'm not NTN in the country. What it did? A lot of people, right? it was breaking down. My man, I know opposite. What play going on the Dominican highway? No, we can see you.
Mobile, can you see me?
You're invisible. Yeah, man. Vasco,
Guys, we need to audit that glass that Mobile drinking.
But me, I get glass of water I'm drinking, but I get glass.
Nelson, you are right. You are right, though.
We got to
audit. No only about water I'm drinking, but water.
Man, Nelson,
you didn't call today.
Man, let me do my closing. I gotta go.
So you guys want us to take some calls? You want us
to
take calls?
Yeah, but let's do my closing.
Nothing.
Still conclude.
We left a serious issue out to this on this platform that we didn't discuss. The issue
we'll discuss it tomorrow.
The issue that Representative James M. Collect raised.
No, now we'll discuss it tomorrow.
Legislature. Those issues are very serious issues that I think
we'll discuss it tomorrow. Let's do something else. Let's take calls.
That's what we're talking about.
That's fine. Let's take calls.
What are we talking about? A yellow machine?
Yeah, that's the thing.
So I want to conclude today, right? No problem. I want to conclude today.
We're supposed to talk about that yellow machine. I should have seen Vasco going crazy that weekend. He couldn't sleep.
So
oh my gosh.
So let's take a few calls. I see the guys have really been on our back. They have been ringing. But let's take just few calls.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mobile, I think you've closed, right?
I'm finished. I mean, my plane was about to land the minute that causing no would it?
Okay, yeah, but let's take few calls. You know, you had all the time to talk. Let's hear what the people have to say.
No,
I see the lines are already hot.
But off the radio, right?
Hello, you are live. Your name and where you call from? Let's hear you.
Nelson, you can hear me, my brother?
Yes, sir. You are live.
Yeah, this is Tommy Jr. calling from Virginia. Thank you guys for the discussion. Very heated tonight. If you give me a few minutes, Nelson, I got just a couple of points. First of all, we commend the president for trying to tackle the transportation issue. I think we all agree that that's not the issue here, right? We don't think that the president trying to bring buses is a bad idea. But contrary to what Gary and my brother Mobile was saying, listen, transparency matters, right? The president has to tell us and I don't say that the person doesn't have to do that. This is not a dictatorship, right? This is a democracy. So we, taxpayer, we must know what's happening with the money that we're paying in taxes. Just a couple of questions, though. A couple of questions here. Nelson, this company, I did my research on them as well. One of the biggest bus production company in there. I think they were like number 3 or something, right? Why is it that a company that is so wealthy, billions of dollars in revenue, need to send 2 old buses to Liberia to test drive? Why can't send 2 new buses? Nelson, when you go to Nissan to buy a car for Nissan, the Nissan tell you, say, but man, take the old car and go test it.
No, maybe you want to know if the car is maybe you want to know if the car is compatible with. Maybe you want to know if the car is compatible with.
My brother, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I've been to Brazil. What happened with these billion-dollar companies is that they have testing facilities that is accustomed to almost every country. Snows, hill, everything else. They can do that testing in Brazil based on information that they receive from Liberia. This is 2024, right? All the information they need to do that. But apart from that, if they want to send buses to get tested, now you send a prototype. You send brand new buses, not all buses.
Thank you.
Last thing I would say is this, right? That's the last thing. I'm so sorry, and I will end on this. Nelson, we need to know what the benefit is. It's not just enough to say that the bus is going to take care of transportation. Is there any revenue that's coming to the Liberian people? Are these going to be paying taxes? The money that is generated, where's it going to go? We need answers, man.
Insert. Well, let's take this person. Hello, you're live. Please call on WhatsApp only.
My name is John Fire. I do join you from Shadow, North Carolina, US.
Okay.
Yeah. I was hoping Mary put it right. In no way that the government will name or person to carry the country. Even according to the government, no, directly sending people coming to that country. They will never take a whole people and then bring it to the country and say, they're coming to jail in the space.
Okay.
So the issue of our brothers, they are going to show that they bring in all bosses in the country. How come you guys don't wake up from your dream?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I go argument over bosses.
Let's take another call here. We're gonna take just 3 more calls and then we wrap up because we are out of time. Hello. Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Hey, hello. Yeah. Yeah. First of all, my name is P. I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Okay.
I just want to talk on the issue of this procuring the new bosses or whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I don't know what some of you guys panelists are trying to proffer or argue about. They said they want to try these bosses to know what are our rule working for our country.
Mm-hmm.
This is a country that almost all of the rules are not possible. The president has to take 90 days, like he said, some of the 100 deliverables that he's going to do to make some of the rules possible will not be, stuck in the mud. So, bringing 300 bosses, do you think it's going to be for Monrovia? Are you thinking that so? Like, it's going to be for Monrovia? It's not.
Okay.
To trial on these bosses. It's not something you're going to say they got to sign contract for. They're not going to sign contract. So there's no contract signing right there in our movement.
Thank you.
The first they want to know whether these bosses are usable for our country before they can even go into a contract agreement. That's why it is. So what is the argument that people saying, oh, they don't have to tell you that we got to bring bosses to trial before they do anything.
Thank you.
Before they can do any of these things. Yeah.
Nesni, you going comment? Ah, internet là, elle a vu internet.
Yeah. So,
my man, I got it. Nesni, I got to leave, man.
Yeah, we take the last. Just the last call here. Hello, please go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Edwin Freeman. I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, go ahead quickly, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my concern here is when will we Liberians begin to be nationalistic?
Mm-hmm.
Why will it do to if the government of Liberia brought bosses, they brought yellow machine, and those bosses and yellow machine are for the good of the country. So election is over. Let's wait for 2029 and all rub hand against the government so the government can do better. Even if the government brought old bosses, our people will still ride from Douala to Dukutan. So we are not saying they should bring old bosses, but if the government is doing good, let's give them a hand of applause. If the government is doing bad, criticize them, and that is being nationalistic. But we should not just come online. Most times we hear some of the panelists, they want to come, they stay in their political party feelings, and they just want to criticize. They want to look at the good side of the government. And that is really bad of our country. We have to be nationalistic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think we're going to hold it at that. I see a lot of people still trying to call, but no time. So I think this is how we end the show, right? I think everyone did their closing already. You said, who wanted to make a quick point?
I want to make a point about the last caller. That last caller sounded like he is. I want to say 2 things. The first thing, I'm congratulating my next honorable Mr. Moba. In the future, you'll soon be appointed. So I'm calling you honorable now. Don't say I'm the first person that said it before it happened. I just give you my man. Take your blessing when it comes. Don't refuse it.
All right,
They did Nelson show, and I see a lot of people appointed for Nelson show. A lot of people be appointed for your show.
It's so true, Daddy.
It's so true, Daddy.
I think it, Daddy.
No, but on a serious note, Nelson can get people. Nelson show gets people appointed. Trust me, I know the list. The over 5 people I know from the show that are being appointed. At least 5 so far. So, Mother, take your blessing. Or just say so.
Maybe we're missing the count.
But anyways, that last call, I just want to make a comment. And this may be a joke or it may not be a joke, depending what side you're sitting on. But that last caller that caller and Sylvester Grace been working in the same government, they're about the same age. For him to just kind of say, when the government doing good, don't ask questions, they got the same outlook on government. And that's where we are in 2024. We ask questions.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
in that color defense, Nelson, I think I can go to that color mine a little bit. In that color defense, I don't think the caller is saying that. Don't ask questions, just sit there and be mute. But I think the caller is saying that for the past, what? How old are we now? 177 years? What have we been doing? Keeping, like, according to my brother, Wologisi Mountain. And what kind of mountain they've been sitting there? And look at our people like, what has happened? So what would be the can I finish? So what would be can I finish, sir?
We are very consistent with bosses.
I'm talking.
Let's protect Emmy. Emmy is Emmy. Let's protect Emmy.
Always an issue.
Yeah, so I think that caller is saying that if they brought yellow machine that can pave every road, help the people do agriculture, they get that farm, they don't get people to move that food at whatever business market from the farm to and fro to the market with no problem at all. Where Wologisi gone, I don't think it's a problem because Wologisi been sitting there. What happened to what has been happening to our people? Wologisi is still sitting there. Okay, Mount Nima or whatever is still sitting there. Take Marshall territory if you want to. Give the people good roads. Give them access to
So you want to sell Wologisi?
Take Marshall territory if you want to. Okay, and let my people give my people some kind of leverage to be able to live better in their country. I think that's what I call it.
Emmy, don't say that. Don't say that, Emmy. Don't say that. There are generations of
people just make big deal out of nothing. Like that's. I mean,
thank you.
You know, fighting this. The so-called law that they've been fighting. I think the rule of law that they're talking about because somebody came here questioning their arrest. The rule of law is about people going to court and having justice, people taking their complaints and stuff, and people being treated fairly in the country. But when it comes to developing a country, there are some steps you just have to take because some people are just enemy of progress. They're Vasco and sitting there, they don't want to see any good. So just go ahead and do what you have to do if it's going to be good for the country. That's what I'm going to say.
Emmy came late. Here we are. She wants to drag us back. Emmy, you already came late.
Yeah,
that was my closing. I know I was just responding for that color because Desmond tried to.
After you get time to buy your closing.
I was just responding for the color.
I didn't take my time, so I mean time, so she using her time.
Okay. So guys, we want to go. I want to say thanks to everyone.
Nelson, can I be that's not fair, Nelson.
Mary, you will do that closing tomorrow.
For why it won't be on the buses, but in nothing way, you know. Like I said, we're thinking ahead of us.
Presenting all joints,
have put all this into perspective. That's why they're bringing these yellow machines too, because these buses will motivate the government to face the road. Nelson, I just want to tell my sister they can go to bear with this, right? Think about it. How does it benefit a company that wants to enter into a partnership with a government to bring all buses to test driving? Seriously. When that bus break down their contract, it can be signed. So why would they bring all buses to come and test driving? They are setting themselves up for failure. Nobody will bring all buses for test driving.
The people looking for everyone to back those buses.
Thank you, Mary. So, folks across the world, across Liberia, we want to say thanks.
It's okay.
We want to say thanks to everyone for being here tonight. To our brother Charles Gonga, we want to say thank you for being here. Vasco Smo CDC, Vasco Smo /CDC. Thanks for being here tonight. Our brother,
Everybody here
Finlay,
Liberian, and we
appreciate-
should be Liberian, be protecting the country.
Vasco,
Larry,
what battle you are coming with evidence? What battle you are coming with evidence? You coming with evidence? You want to talk? What battle you are?
That's the AI show.
So we want to say thanks to everyone for being here tonight. We look forward to being here tomorrow to serve the Liberian people. Liberians look forward to this moment. And tomorrow, just to let it tomorrow, our guests will be the folks from the Center for Transparency and Accountability, the local chapter of Transparency International. You know, they release a report on the government, right? Their assessment of the government, 100 days in power. That is a terrible report. I'll put a report in the chat room so everybody can read through it very well. Senta will be in the hot seat tomorrow. They've consented with the flyer. We'll drop it in the chat room once the flyer is done, so we can all share that. They will be here tomorrow as our guest on the first segment, and then the next day we'll be talking to the UF faculty, the people who will be meeting with the president tomorrow. They will be our guests, and then next, okay, let me leave the rest of the lineup up. But that's it, and I want to say thanks to everyone for being here tonight. Vasco. Thank you, man. That's not hard. Desmond had his presentation today. Desmond, thanks for joining.